the Louvre's museum at Paris, which they had a huge robbery happening in that museum in the morning at 9:30 in the morning. So invariably, if you look into that, even the French jewel thieves, when they entered the museum, it was in the morning at 9:30 in the a.m. They didn't come in the night. So you can always say that, obviously they were also looking into the work-life balance. They had a very good sleep in the night, and in the morning at 9:30 they came and robbed the museum. Why are we talking about work-life balance? If you can just go back to about a couple of decades ago, nobody would talk about work-life balance. It is just not limited to our profession. You talk to an engineer, you talk to administrator, they're all are stressed out. For the past couple of decades, everybody is talking about their profession, not just a profession, that now they started talking about what else which can be done beyond the profession. As doctors, why are we more bothered about work-life balance? If you look into an IMS study in the year 2017-2018, they talk about a doctor dies very early compared to a normal citizen. If you look at the statistics, while an average person lives up to 72 years, a doctor is expected to live up to 59 years. Why is this happening? Why are we, as doctors, are dying early compared to a normal citizen? It is nothing but the stress. The stress has got many facets, might be mental disorders. Because of that, invariably the doctor is losing his cool in his outpatient, having a argument with his patient, might be inpatient or outpatient. And it is not just about the mental health, we are talking about his physical health too. He might be having, because of the stress, it might be hypertension or diabetes mellitus. And invariably, since the doctors are working 24/7, invariably they might land up with marital discord too. Why do you go through stress? Of course, because of long working hours. We have high stakes because of the profession. And we always, as doctors, we always look for perfectionism. And it's absolutely emotionally draining. And we have no choice. And very little support from our peers. So to discuss all this, let me introduce our very esteemed panel. Dr. Naz. Dr. Naz needs no introduction to Gangavathi as well as to the state. She's an amazing surgeon. Not just an amazing surgeon, she has managed her work life amazing well. Presently, she is the chairman-elect of our Surgeon State chapter. Dr. Ashok Datar, a very senior pediatrician from Hospete. Dr. Chandana Patil Gowda, a very famous ophthalmologist from Sindhanur. And our very young Dr. Harish. He is a pediatric orthopedic surgeon from Bellary. Before shooting questions to the panel, what I would like to do is, I think, I would just let each one of you, the panelists, to speak about their work-life balance. It will be a very short talk, I suppose, from each panel. Sir, I would request you to speak about how you manage your work-life balance for a couple of minutes. Then, after that, we'll go into the discussion with regard to exactly what is work-life balance. Dr. Ashok Datur, sir.
Am I heard? Oh, yeah. A very good afternoon to you all. It's really a great pleasure and an honor to be here for this Medicon Conference 2025. I'm most grateful to the organizing committee, especially our president, and my friend Amresh Patil for giving me this opportunity to speak to you and be with you. In the year 2026, I would be completing 50 years of medical practice. Believe me, gentlemen, this is a mammoth amount of time which I have spent in medical practice. Yeah. If you had asked me this question about work-life balance in 1977, I would have said, "Arey, wo kya hota hai?" Because then the only factor which mattered to me at that particular time was get the confidence of the patient so that more patients come to you. Some of you who may know me know that I joined my father in practice, and on the first anniversary, that is in 1978, after completing 1 year of practice, I went to the hospital and there were 50 registrations. Out of the 50 registration, I waited, I thought I'll get at least 10 or 15. But believe me, at 3 o'clock, not a single patient was ready to get examined by me. They all wanted the senior doctor. I was frustrated. How could I possibly have a work-life balance then? A couple of years later, I branched out on my own and then started the phase of life where I was, 24/7 available to the patients. Now, this went on for almost 25 years. That is somewhere in the year 2000, I decided that yes, now is the time for me to start a work-life balance. I said, Sundays I'm not going to come. It created a havoc. People said, this fellow has become very arrogant. But gentlemen, I continued with it and then started the work-life balance. So what I'm trying to tell you all is work-life balance changes according to the situation in which you are. Once you feel you are confident that you have made it to the mark, I think that is the time when you can start considering a good work-life balance. So as a beginning, this is what I would like to say. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Dr. Nas?
Good afternoon, everyone. At the outset, I would like to congratulate Gangavathi branch and Dr. Chiniwala sir and his entire team for this wonderful conference organization at Gangavathi. And I thank you all for giving me this opportunity. Can I have my presentation? So work-life balance is an equilibrium, you said, between your professional as well as your personal life. And next slide. And I represent the women doctors here. And all of you, all of you would correlate well with this picture. See, when our male counterparts have been going ahead, we did have these hurdles and we had to cross these hurdles to reach the mark we are in today. And slowly, after over a time, I found that I was working initially at Hagribamnalli. From there, I moved on to Hospet. And after about 8 to 10 years of my practice, I went to a conference. You can move the slide, please. You can give that slide change. Okay, then I found that I was actually in a rat hole. I didn't know anything beyond what I was doing. And everything had changed so much. So I decided that one day I should be coming. One day I would be coming in not only as a delegate, I would be participating as a faculty, which I could achieve in most of the times as I started reading, going through all the new literature and then gaining confidence to speak on the stage. And then this is how I even started participating in college academics. Going and interacting with students is definitely going to be more difficult because it needs that we are much more updated and more confident. And then that was one moment where in the last picture you can see children coming from a school and wishing you on a doctor's day. I think that moment I cherished a lot. And then I had the prestige of giving the Narasangi oration in a state conference. And then that is Dr. Raghuram from Hyderabad. He's one of the very good name in breast surgery. And I had the privilege of doing a symposium with him. And then we in general surgery department had very handful of lady surgeons. And to be in a conference, I was, I think, one or two. And most of my surgeon colleagues agree with me. And I used to be the one traveling alone, sitting alone most of the times. And slowly we had 2 or 3 joining in. So I said that we should be having more members coming on to the conference, participating in the conference. And I wanted them to be sitting in the front rows. So slowly we started the ladies wing of the conference, of the women's wing of ASI in Karnataka, of ASI. And then you can see the number of ladies on the stage and ladies sitting in front. So that was how colorful our conference started becoming. Otherwise, they are very, very bland because of only either black and white and gray. And then we got the Best Branch Award. And then I got the Best Paper Award as well in the Hernia Society of India, as well as in AWR conference. And then that was, I also received the Save the Girl Child Award from the IMA. And we started the women's wing at Hospital, and I was the founder secretary of that. Then slowly I started moving a little, staying in connection with academics, I started looking into what I could do better. So I started writing poetry, and that is the book I released on poetry in our conference. And this is one passion I have, is writing poetry on medical topics. And that medical topics is, that came out as a book, and it contains all the poetry on various topics like constipation, on the fistula, fissure, appendix, whatever you name it. And most of them are there, and some of them even got published in Indian Journal of Surgery. And then this is one poem I would like to focus on, is seen in many of the consultation rooms, which I distributed during a conference which we held at Hospital, IMA conference at Hospital. And the other one is on the diabetic foot. And that is also seen in many of the clinics. And I usually write poetry even on topics which come in the news, daily news topics. And this is the social platforms which give you a lot of ideas to write poetry on, or whatever it is, you can do something. So getting connected through the social media is also important. And some of them help you get your poem published also, get your artwork published. And we started a green drive in our hospital. And that is one surgery or one recovery, one tree. So we started distributing saplings of trees to all the patients who do well. And we ask them if they want to nurture their health as and grow them as trees. So that is how we started our green drive. And yearly we distribute around 400 to 600 saplings, depending on how many people want to take it. And this is all voluntary. If they want, they'll take it. There's no force on the patients. And then we also did a number of free camps. That is one endoscopy camp which we had done. And these are some of these free camps in connection with Prerana, that is a ladies wing of IMA. And we also do a lot of cancer awareness programs. And the last picture, you can see all the ladies looking in one direction. So I request all the ladies, if you start looking in one direction, I think we can create wonders. And so that is the school health programs. That was one of the trauma awareness program, which we did last week. And then slowly, traveling was my passion. But along with that, we took it to trekking. This trekking takes a lot of preparation. Both, we went to the Himalayas. That is, one is to Chopta Chandrashila, and one was the Hamta Pass trek. Both were very difficult, and we had a preparation of about 2 months. So you have to, I used to not walk even half a kilometer, but then with practice, we could comfortably do it. And we have one Joladrashi Gudda in hospital. And that Joladrashi Gudda, we keep climbing at least once or twice a week. So then a little bit of drawing. So a little bit of shading with the pencils. I'm just trying at it. I may not be very good at it. And so what I felt was, See, life is, I just want to add here that I learned cycling swimming at the age of 55, and I'm one person who learned cycling after swimming. So I learned cycling at the age of 58. So that is, after that, we took this 32 kilometers from my house to Hampi. We went on the cycle and came back. So that is, I just want you to say that there's no age which will stop you to do anything. Just continue to do what you want to. And life is beautiful. And very often it may not give you everything, but keep try, and you can at least edit it and celebrate it. So this is the cycling photo which we had gone to Hampi. I think.
Thank you, Dr. Nath.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I ask Dr. Channada Patil Gowda to say a few things, please?
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ಸರ್ ಕನ್ನಡ ಓಕೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್? ಕನ್ನಡ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಬೋದಲ್ಲ? ನಾನು ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ IMA ಗಂಗಾವತಿಗೆ ತುಂಬ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳು. ಒಂದು ಬೆಂಚ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಹಾಕಿಕೊಟ್ರಿ IMA ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತೇಳಿ. ನಾನು ಲೈಫ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ IMA ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ನನಗೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಲ್ಲಂಗೌಡ ಆರ್ಥೋಪೆಡಿಷನ್ ಇದು ಒಂದು 20 days ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಹಿಂಗೆ ವರ್ಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಒಂದು ಟಾಪಿಕ್ ಇದೆ, ಪ್ಯಾನಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕಷನ್ದಾಗ ಬರ್ತೀಯೇನಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರು. ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೇಳಿದೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ, ನಾನು ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದೆ. ನಾನು 95% ಬರೀ ಕನ್ನಡ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅಂತಂದು. ದೆನ್ ಓಕೆ ಅಂದೆ. ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ಗೌಡ ಅಂದೆ. ನೀನು ದಿನ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯ ಅದನ್ನೇ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳು ಅಂತಂದು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರದ್ದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಒಂದು ಬುಕ್ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಒಂದು ಮೋಟಿವೇಶನ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಇರಬೇಕನ್ನೋದು ಅದು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ನಮಗೆ. ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದು ನನಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ನಾನು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 20 years ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ರೀ. ಐ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಅಟ್ ದ ಏಜ್ ಆಫ್ 32. ನಾವು ಐ ಆಮ್ 52 ನಾವು. 20 years ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನಾನು 3 ಕ್ರೈಟೀರಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈಫ್ನ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಒಂದು ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್, ಒಂದು ಮನೆ, ಒಂದು ಸೊಸೈಟಿ. ಈ 3ನ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬರೋದು. ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಂಗಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಮತ್ತು OTs ಏನಾನ ಇತ್ತಂದರೆ ಟು ಡೂ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ರೀ. ಏನು ಸರ್ಜರೀಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಏನು ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಅಂತ ಮೊದಲೇ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀನಿ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಸೆಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ. ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮದು ಬ್ಯಾಕಪ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ರೆಟಿನಾ ಸರ್ಜನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಬ್ಯಾಕಪ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ನಾವು ಓನ್ಲಿ ಕ್ಯಾಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಸರ್ಜನ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಏನಾನಪ್ಪ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು ರೆಫರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಆ ರಿಸ್ಕ್ ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ತೊಗೊಬೇಕು ಅಂತೇಳಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನನಗೇ ಇರಲಿ ಅಂತ ಅದನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿವ್ರಿ. ಎಲ್ಲ ನನಗೇ ನೋ ನನಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಸಾಧ್ಯತೆ ಐತೆ ಅದನ್ನಷ್ಟೇ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಇದು ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ I am 100%, 200% honest to the patient. I never lie. ನನ್ನ ಕೈಯಿಂದ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಏನು ಗೌಡ ಭಾರಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾವ, ನಿಂದು ಇದು ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಹೌದು, ನನಗೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲೋ ನನ್ನ ಹೆಂಡ್ತಿನೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ ಕ್ಯಾಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಐತಿ, ಅದೇ ಕ್ಯಾಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ, ಈಸಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಅದು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಈಸಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ? ಎಲ್ಲ ಕ್ಯಾಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟ್ ಒಂದೇ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ PXF ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಡಯಾಲಿಸಿಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಸಬ್ಲಕ್ಸೇಷನ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದು ಏನು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ. ನಾನ್ ಮೆಡಿಕೋ. ಮೈ ವೈಫ್ ಇಸ್ ಎ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಡಿಕೋ. ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಗ್ರಾಜುಯೇಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಅವ್ರು ನಾನ್ ಮೆಡಿಕೋ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಐ ನೆವರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಐ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ನನ್ನ ಕೈಯಿಂದ ಆಗಲ್ಲ. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ರೆಫರ್ ಟು ಎ ಗುಡ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್, ಗುಡ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್, ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಸರ್ಜರಿ ದೇರ್. ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಷನ್ ಏನು ಬಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಾವು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಒಂದು 2 ನಿಮಿಷ ಸರ್, ಅರುಣ್ ಸರ್, ಒಂದು 2 minutes,
2 minutes ಸರ್,
ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಆದರೆ ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಇರಲಿ. ನಾವು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ನನಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕು ದುಡ್ಡು ಪೇಷಂಟಿಂದ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀವಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಅಂಡರ್ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ನ. ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರೆಡಿ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಮನಿ. ನಾವು ಇವ್ನು ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, ನಾವು ಅಂಡರ್ ಎಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಅವ್ರು ರೆಡಿ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ, ನೀನು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀಯಾ, ಐ ಪೇ ಯು. ಅವ್ರು ರೆಡಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾವು ಅಂಡರ್ ಎಸ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಕ್ರೈಟೇರಿಯಾ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇವನು ಮಿಡ್ಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, ಇವನು ಅಬವ್ ಮಿಡ್ಲ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್, ಇವನು ರಿಚ್. ಹಂಗಿರಲ್ಲ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ದೇನು ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲರ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಸರ್ಜಿಕಲ್ ಕೌನ್ಸಿಲರ್ಸ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ, ಓ ಇವ್ನು ಇಂಥದ್ದು ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ, ಇವ್ನು ಇಂಥದ್ದು ಮಾಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡ ಅಂತ. ಹಂಗಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್ಜರಿ, ನಾನು OPD ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 50% ಸ್ಟ್ರೆಸ್ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನನ್ನ ಮಾಡಪ್ಪ ನೀನೇ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಒಬ್ಬನು. ಏನು ಮಾಡು, ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಆದರೂ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆದಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಡೀಲ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಕು ಈಗ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ನರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ರೀ, ಈಗ 50 yearsದವ್ರಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಈಗ ಸರ್ ಏನಂದ್ರು, ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 20 yearsಯಿಂದ ನಾನು ಸಂಡೇ ಹೋಗೋದು ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿನಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರು. ಮೊದಲು 30 ವರ್ಷ ಹೋಗಿದಾರಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೋಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಅವಾಗ ಯಾಕೆ ಹೋದ್ರು? ಇದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾವ್ರಿ ಇವು. ಹೆಂಗ್ ಬರ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಾರ್ದು, ಯಾರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ರೂಲ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಿನ್ನ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ, ನಿನ್ನ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಗೆ ಯಾವುದು ಸೆಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಅದು ನಾವು ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಡಿಸೈನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬೇಕು ನಮ್ಮ ಲೈಫ್ನ. ಯಾರೋ ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಸಂಡೇ ಮಾಡಿ ಒಂದು 30% ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರ್ತಾರ ಅಂತ. 30% ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅವ್ರು ಸಂಡೇ ಬರೋ ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಭಾಳ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ ರೀ. ಮತ್ತವ್ರು ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಂಡೇನೇ ಬರ್ತಾರ ಅವ್ರು. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆ ಮದುವೆ ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವೆ. ಅಸಲು ನಾವೇ ಡ್ರಾ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬೇಕ್ರಿ ಏನು ಬೇಕೇನಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಸರ್. ಈಗ ವೈಫ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ನೋ ಇಶ್ಯೂಸ್ ಸರ್, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಎರಡು ಸೇಮ್ ಸರ್, ಕಾಪಿ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಎರಡು ಪೇಪರ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಅವು. ಗಂಡ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಅವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಇವ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದೇನು ಯಾವಾಗ ಹೌಸ್ ವೈಫ್ ಬರ್ತಲ್ರಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾವೆ ಸರ್. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಐ ಫೇಸ್ ದೋಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್. ಫೇಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಈಗ ಈಗ ನಮ್ದು ಏನಿರ್ತೈತೆ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಭಾಳ ಹಂಬಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಜನರಸ್ ಆಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಮಸ್ಕ ಹೊಡೆಯೋದಲ್ಲ, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಲಾಯಲ್. ಕರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಬೇಕು, ನಾನು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ, 12 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ. ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಸರ್. ಇಲ್ಲ ಸುಳ್ಳು ಹೇಳಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆನೋ ಗೊತ್ತು, ಸತ್ಯ ಹೇಳಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ ಸರ್. ಐ ಆಮ್ 52 ನಾವು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ 50 ಸರ್. ನೀವು ಭಾಳ ಸೀನಿಯರ್ ಅದಿರಿ ಸರ್. ನಾವು ಏನೋ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ತಪ್ಪಿದ ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಇರಲಿ ಸರ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ 50 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ನೀ ರೂಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು. 50 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆಯ್ತಂತಂದ್ರೆ ದಯಮಾಡಿ ಕೈಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಮಾತು ಕೇಳ್ಬೇಕು ನೀವು. ಸತ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಭಾಳ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಇರ್ತೈತ್ರಿ, ಭಾಳ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಇದು ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಒಳಗೆ ವೈಫ್ ಇರ್ತಾಳೆ, ಮಕ್ಳು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೂವೀಸ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡೋಗಾಯ್ತು, ಊಟ ಸರ್. ಸತ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ನಾನು ಅದು ಬೇಕು ಇದು ಬೇಕಂತ ಕೇಳಾಗಿಲ್ರಿ. ಅವು ಏನು ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ ಅವು. ನಾವು ಅವನ್ನ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನು. ನಾವೇನ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ ಏನು ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ, ನಂದೇ ಮಸ್ತ್ ರಾಜ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಅಂತ ಹಂಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಒಂದು ದಿವಸ ಅದು ಬಿರುಕು ಬಂದು. ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅವರಿಗೂ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ಮಕ್ಳು ನೋಡಿ. ಈಗ ನನ್ನ ವೈಫೇ ಓದಿಸ್ತಾಳ್ರಿ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ. ನಾವು ಒಂದು ದಿನನೂ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಬಿಸಿ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಫೈಂಡ್ಸ್ ಟೈಮ್. ಯಾರು ಬ್ಯುಸಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವನ ಹತ್ರನೇ ಟೈಮ್ ಸಕ್ಕತ್ತಿರೋದು. ಯಾರು ಖಾಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ಟೈಮೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ನಮ್ಮ ಶಿವರಾಜ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಸಹನಾ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ದವ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರೋದು ನಮಗೆ 15 ವರ್ಷದಿಂದ. ಆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನೋಡ್ರಿ 800-700 OPD ನೋಡ್ತಾನ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಪೇಪರ್ನಾಗ ಬರೀತಾರ ಆರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ಸ್, ಮತ್ತೆ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಟಲಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ಮುಂಜಾನೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗೈತೆ ಅಂತ. ಹೆಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೋ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಅಷ್ಟು ಬ್ಯುಸಿ ಇದ್ರು ಈ ಫೈಂಡ್ಸ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. ಇದು ಎರಡನೇದು. ಮೂರನೇ ಸರ್, ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಭಾರಿ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಸರ್. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಅನಿಮಲ್ಸ್. ನಮ್ದು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಭಾಳ ಹೊಲ್ಸೈತ್ರಿ. ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾರಿಲ್ರಿ, ಹೆಂಗೈತಿ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್, ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಹೆಂಗೈತಿ, ಏನಪ್ಪ ವಯಸ್ಸಾಯ್ತು, ಮಕ್ಳು ದೊಡ್ಡ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಒಬ್ಬನೂ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಜೊತೆ, ಬರೀ ಇವೆ ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಏನೇನು ಮಾತಾಡಲ್ಲ. ರೊಕ್ಕದ ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡಲ್ಲ. ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಗೆ ಕೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು, ಈ ರೊಕ್ಕ ನಂದು ಪೇಪರ್ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆ ಸರ್, ಅರ್ನಿಂಗು, ಒಂದು ಡಿಮಾರ್ಕೇಶನ್ ಹಾಕ್ರಿ ಸರ್, ನಾನು ಎಷ್ಟು ದುಡಿಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇಷ್ಟ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನೋಡಿ, ಪೇಷಂಟ್ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಇದು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಚಾರ್ಟರ್ಡ್ ಅಕೌಂಟೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಳಲ್ರಿ. ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಕೇಳಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲರಿ ಅಂತ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು 10 ಕೋಟಿ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ಬೋದು, ನಾಳೆ 20 ಕೋಟಿ, ನಾನು ಹೆಂಗೆ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ರಿ ಅಂತ. ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಒಂದು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಲ್ ಲಾ ಅಂತ ಇರ್ತೈತಲ್ಲ, ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ನಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕಂತ ನಾನೇ ಬೌಂಡ್ರೀಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೋಷಿಯಲ್ ಸರ್, ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಏನಿದೆ ಸರ್, ನಿಮಗೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಸಿಗ್ತೈತೋ ಬಿಡ್ತೈತೋ, ನೀವು ರೊಕ್ಕ ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಿ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಸ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ದೀಪಾವಳಿಗೆ, ಯುಗಾದಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟ್ಲ್ ಹಿಂಗ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ₹1 ಖರ್ಚು ಮಾಡಬೇಡ್ರಿ ಸರ್ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಗೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಗೆ ಯಾವ ಇನ್ವಿಟೇಷನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಸ್ತ್ ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ರಿ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್. ಒನ್ಲಿ 1 ಅಡ್ವಾಂಟೇಜ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಊಟ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಸತ್ಯವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ಊಟ ಸಿಗಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ದು ಟೈಮಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ರಾಂಗ್ ಟೈಮಿಂಗ್ಸ್. 3:30 ಹೋಗ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸಾಂಬಾರ್ನಾಗ ನೀರು ಹಾಕಿ ವೈಟ್ ರೈಸ್ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಪಾಪ ಯಾರೋ ಒಬ್ಬ ಪುಣ್ಯಾತ್ಮ ನಮ್ಮ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಪೇಷಂಟ್, ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಂದು ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ರಿ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ತಿನ್ರಿ, ಮನೆ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ಡೋಂಟ್ ಸೇ ನೋ ಟು ಫುಡ್. ಆಯ್ತು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅಂತ ತಿಂದು ಮನೆಗೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್, ಒಂದು 300-400 ಜನ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾರು ಬಂದ್ರಿ, ಕಣ್ಣಿನ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಗೌಡ್ರಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲ, ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಬರ್ತಾನೋ ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೋ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ರಿ ರೀ. ಅಡ್ವರ್ಟೈಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫ್ರೀ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲಿ. ಅವ್ನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೈಮರಿ ಕೇರಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರನೇ ಬರ್ತಾನೆ. ನಾನು ಮಾಡಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಇದು ಆಗಿದೆ ಸರ್, ನಾನು 20 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದು ಆಗಿದೆ. ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಯಾವ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಬರ್ತಾವೆ, ತೊಟ್ಲ ಐತಿ, ಮೆಚೂರ್ಡ್ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಾಮಕರಣ ಇದೆ, ಗೋ. ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಆದರೆ ಮೂಯೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ, ಒಂದು 500-300 ರೂಪಾಯಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಹಂಗೆ ಬರ್ರಿ. ಬಟ್ ವಿಶ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಂತ ಹೋಗ್ರಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಇದ್ರದ್ದು 5 ವರ್ಷ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ರಿಸಲ್ಟ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಸೊಸೈಟಿ ಒಳಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆದರೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ದಾನ ಧರ್ಮ, ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಅಥವಾ ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾಂಟೇಶನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ. ಯಾವ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೋ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ರಿ ಸರ್, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗ್ರಿ. ನಾನು ಏನು ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ, ನೀ ಏನು ಕೊಡಬೇಡ. 5 ವರ್ಷ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಅದೇ ಫಂಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಹಾಕೊಂತ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ನಾವು. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಕೊಡಬೇಕಂತ, 5 ವರ್ಷ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕೆ ಶುರು ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ ಲೈಫ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ನನಗೆ ವೇರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹರೀಶಿಗೆ ವೇರಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಮೇಡಮ್ಗೆ ಅವರು ಬೇರೆ, ನಿಮ್ಮದು ಬೇರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಈ ಡಿಸೈನ್ನ ನಾವೇ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಬೇಕು. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟಿಪ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳಬೇಕು ಸೀನಿಯರ್ಸ್ಗೆ. ಬಟ್ ನನ್ನ ಲೈಫ್ನ ನನ್ನ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ಹೆಂಡ್ತಿ ಇದ್ದಂಗೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹೆಂಡ್ತಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಲಾಜಿಕಲ್. ನಾನು ಹೋಗಿ ವೈಫಿಗೆ ಇವತ್ತು 2 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಹೊಡೆದಂದ್ರೆ ಹೋಯ್ ಬಾ ಅಂತಾಳೆ, ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ರಿ. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಂಡ್ತಿ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಹೋಗೋಣಲ್ರಿ, ಅವಾಗನೂ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಹೋಗಂತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದೀವಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದು ನಾನು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋದು, ನನಗೆ ಖುಷಿ ಅನ್ಸಿರೋದು. ಇನ್ನ ನೀವು ಯಾರನ್ನ ಆ್ಯಡ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸರ್. ಇನ್ನ ವಯಸ್ಸು ಭಾಳ ಇದೆ ಸರ್ ನಂದು, ಇನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಲಿಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಶುಭಾಶಯಗಳು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you, sir. Harish, just a minute.
ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಸರ್ ಭಾಳ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಿ ಐ ಆಮ್ ದಿ ಯಂಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ ಲಾಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಮೈ ವರ್ಕ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಬ್ಯಾಲೆನ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ both about health. My work life balance is about health, family and work, all these things. In addition, what is ಹೇಳ್ದಂಗೆ also about our role in society. Okay, so these are summarizes my work, health and life balance. Okay. So I run a hospital called Ananta Vasudev Hospital. Started with, so after this starting this hospital, so there's so much of work, bhala work ittu. Then I found a team, so I took them as partners. Then I distributed my work. So then I got more time for myself, for my family, and it distributed my work so that now I'm here. Even I'm here, I'm still earning. Okay, so this is what the business says. Even when you are sleeping, you earn. Okay, so you should not work for money, money should work for you. Atra, something like that. So myself, I'm a pediatric orthopedic surgeon. Okay, I deal, apart from a regular orthopedics, I treat a lot of children with pediatric orthopedic disorders. So now in a private practice, we don't find time for academics. Probably we don't get a chance. So, but how do you balance that? So whenever I get an opportunity, I give a talk, and I choose a topic which I have not given earlier. So that will make me learn, because we want to speak to learn audience, we have to do a lot of research. That research itself is learning. Okay. So health, coming to health, off late, probably for the past maybe 3 years, I've started running. Adik munche, I used to do cycling. And one my passion, what I have is tennis. Tennis, on the tennis adlanda, I feel so suffocated. So something like that passion, tennis may not be suitable for everyone. A lot of people play badminton. So something like that, if some sport, if you get addicted to some sort of sport, it is really, it is so addictive actually. Okay. So also sort of do trekkings, yavar chance. A lot of my friends who do trekking, whenever feasible, they give me a call when I join them. Okay, this is actually a Sandur. And friends, I would say, apart from family, then extended family. So last 10 years, in MBBS batch, 96 batch from ELD. So last from 2015 to 2025, we had about 7 reunions. Okay, I never missed a single reunion till now. I have organized 2 reunions. The latest was in Hampi last December. Okay, so whenever you get a chance, freak out with your friends. There is something beyond doctors. So you have to, that is what socializing, you have to mingle with society. So a lot of other friends were other than not related to medicine. None of them are there in the medical field. Okay. So I was part of an organization called Roundtable India. So Dr. Arun also was part of Roundtable India before. So this organization, you can find so many such organizations where your family also will be involved. Apart from that, social service. So I started working in Ballari in 2010. Probably from the same year, I also started involving social service. Probably that gives me more satisfaction. Something like may not be exactly social service, any form of involvement in the society will make your life balance and giving back to the society. Yeah.
Thank you, Harish.
Of course, family comes first. Rest everything comes later.
Brief journey. So basically, I'm a laparoscopic surgeon. Been operating for almost about 25 years now. Traveling with regard to laparoscopic surgery right up to Raichur, Gangavathi, Sindanur. Keep coming here frequently in these parts of the state to operate. Trained a few gynecologists as well as surgeons with regard to laparoscopic surgery. Of course, have presented lots of papers in the conferences as well as video presentations. I've been on the panel with regard to as an operating faculty. I was invited by the German Society to give a talk with regard to laparoscopy in small towns of India in the year 2008, and been an executive committee member of Amasi South Zone. And of course, I've been the president of IMA Bellary too. This is my professional life. A friend of mine, after 10 years of my practice, in fact, once we were having a cup of coffee, and he just told me, there's much more to life than surgery. So that day, I woke up, in fact, and I was thinking, I had lots of passions in life apart from my profession. Of course, laparoscopy has been my love, but I wanted to do lots of other things apart from my profession. Then my dream as well as my passion was wildlife. Then I started a journey in my as a wildlifer. Presently, I am the honorary wildlife warden of Bellary district. This is my third term. This is appointed by the state government of Karnataka. I was one of the keen organizing committee chairman, you can call it, for the Karnataka Bird Festival at Hampi in the year 2016. We had more than 1,000 delegates. Then presently, I am on the state committee of for the protecting of highly endangered bird called Great Indian Bustard, which you get to see in Sirugupa area. This committee has been appointed by the High Court of Karnataka. Then, of course, I've been involved in lots of with regard to the expansion and declaring of wildlife protected areas in Bellary, especially with regard to Ankasamudra in near Hospet. Then I do give lots of talks with regard to wildlife in schools as well as in various forums, educating people with regard to wildlife. And apart from this, I'm into wildlife photography too. I do lots of wildlife photography. I've been a judge with regard to photography competitions. My photographs have been published in national and international magazines. I have won a few awards with regard to photography. And this is my life with regard to, apart from my surgical practice. So that's how I balance my life. So with this brief introduction with regard to the panel members as well as the moderator, let me direct, these are the few photographs which I have clicked, and I would take a few hours to explain how I went about and made these photographs. So let's not waste time. Let's go ahead and it's not moving. And which I want to stress is one of my photographs was as a huge billboard. It was in the 4 places of Bangalore. Then I won the award. And these are the few photographs which I had clicked. And all these photographs are from Bellary and Hospet area as well as Gangavathi area. And apart from that, let's get on to few talks with regard to personal reflections. If you can ask Dr. Nas, how do you manage your work as well as your personal responsibilities in spite of your busy schedule as a surgeon? Very brief answer, please. We don't have much time.
I think managing the family is not the only is not the responsibility only of the lady at home. It is a work to be divided between the two. And I must say that I have a wonderful family who helps me both inside as well as outside. And I involve my children also in the work at home, and most of the work outside my husband manages. So both of us, we manage together, and involving children in your work makes them more responsible, and you don't have to struggle doing so many things. And one of the most important, and I was blessed with, was having my mother with me, and she was of a great help till my children grew up. And that is how I think most of us, if they have grandparents at home, the children have grandparents at home, they have an extra security, extra company, and they imparted with more cultures and discipline at home. That's how I have managed my work.
Yeah. Sir, Dr. Ashok Datar, sir. Sir, how do you, next question, sir, she answered. How do you handle stress and pressure, both at home as well as your workplace?
Can I elaborate a little more?
Yeah, please.
Right. So once after 2000, when I started my work-life balance, the first thing I did was to go to Hampi and start photographing balancing rocks. See, if some of you have not seen the photographs, it's there at the left corner of this hall. Please go and see them. We have some wonderful balancing rocks. I used to take. After that, which deals with problems of children who have developmental issues, problems like learning disabilities, ADHD, autism, a child not doing well in school, and these things. Believe me, this particular science has helped me to be active even at medical work, to help some students who are not doing well, to help some parents who have a child with autism. Believe me, 20 years ago, the incidence of autism in our country was 1 in 125. Today, the incidence is less than 1 in 50. Maybe we are diagnosing them more. Maybe our awareness has gone up. Maybe there is some other factor which we. Important is there has to be somebody who is there to at least give a shoulder to a parent who's crying with a child who has autism. Okay, so one was my work-life balance consisted of, on every Sunday, go out into Hampi and photograph the balancing rocks. After I had finished the balancing rocks, I went ahead and did bird photography. And doing bird photography, I have traveled almost half the world. In 1977, I had seen I have a daughter. That's fine. Another 2 decades later, she again came back to me and said, "This girl is my daughter, sir, and the child in her lap is my granddaughter." So, gentlemen, it made me feel very happy. And even I felt I have got antique value because one of my own patients, whom I had treated on day 1, had become a grandmother. So, this is a unique thing. And after this, after the second phase of my life, I started doing more of developmental pediatrics. And now, today, I'm doing almost every day, at least I see one child who has a developmental problem in his life. So my work-life balance, of course, is now different. I only work just about 2 or 3 hours of the day. I'm already 75. So, but in the past, I learned that it's not enough to continue to work at the same pace, and that you have to start slowing down because there are others, and give this responsibility to the younger lot. So gentlemen, you need to definitely have one more allied specialty knowledge which you can practice when you are unable to attend to emergencies. This is my advice to the younger generation.
Thank you, sir. Sir, Dr. Patil, sir. How many hours do you work, sir, every week? How many hours you work per week?
I work 7 to 8 hours per day.
Remaining 18
Remaining,
hours, what do you do, sir?
I finish my OPD by 6:30 in the evening. I have tea at home. I come out of my home at 7. 7 to 9, I will be with the friends. ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಮತ್ತೆ ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಹೊಡ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಬರೀ ಎಣ್ಣೆ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ 7ರಿಂದ 9 ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಜೊತೆ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋದು. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಏನಾಯ್ತು ರೀ, ಕಾಂತಾರ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು ನಮಗೆ. ಕಾಂತಾರ ನಮ್ಮೂರ ಥಿಯೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ, ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಸರಿಗಿಲ್ಲ ಸೌಂಡ್. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತೇಳಿ ದೇಸಾಯಿ ಕ್ಯಾಂಪ್ನಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ನೋಡಿದ್ವಿ ಮೊನ್ನೆ. 6 ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಡಿಕೋಸ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲೀಸ್. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಡಿಕೋಸ್ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾನ್ ಮೆಡಿಕೋ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇನ್ವಾಲ್ವ್ ಆಗಿ ಶುರು ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಸರ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬೇರೆನೇ ಶುರು ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ. ಅದೇ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸು ಅದೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಕೊಂತ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಸರ್. ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಐ ವರ್ಕ್ 7 to 8 hours per day. ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಅವರ್ಸ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ಇರ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್. ಒಂದು ವೀಕ್ಲಿ ಒನ್ಸ್ ದೇವಸ್ಥಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್, ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ವೈಫ್. ಅಮಾಸೆ ಹುಣ್ಣಿಮೆ.
ಹಾಬೀಸ್ ಏನೇನಿದೆಯಾ? ಹಾಬೀಸ್
ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಆಫೀಸ್ ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್. ಡೈಲಿ 1 hour 15 minutes ಐ ವರ್ಕ್. ಡೈಲಿ ವರ್ಕೌಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್. ಟ್ರೆಡ್ಮಿಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಸರ್, ಯೋಗ. ಆಫೀಸ್ ಅಂತ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್. ಟೈಮಿಂಗ್ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ದಾಗ ಬಂದಾಗ ಮಸ್ತ್ ಕುಡಿದು ಮಸ್ತ್ ಡ್ಯಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ ಸರ್. ಅವಾಗೇ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ನಾನು ಭಾಳ ಆನೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸರ್, ಸುಳ್ಳು ಒಟ್ಟ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ ನಾನು. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you, sir. Harish, how do you time manage your work as well as your personal responsibilities?
I manage my time.
Time as well as personal responsibilities. Briefly.
I would say I'm fortunate to have my better half is managing a lot of my responsibilities, both at work as well as at home. So maybe I wish everyone has that. So because of that, she is managing. I'm able to, pursue my profession as well as my passion for doing cycling, running, tennis, travel. Like, as I said, I was part of an organization called Roundtable India. So where I've traveled extensively. Being just a doctor, I wouldn't have met those kind of people. So I've traveled to Kanpur, I've traveled to Ranchi, we went in a jungle. Beer was kept chilled by in a flowing river. So we can't even imagine that. So that's the kind of experience what I. So as and when I get opportunities to move out of profession,
Thank you.
I move out. That's how.
And Naz, how frequently you go on vacation? How frequently you go on vacation?
Usually we plan right now, presently we are only 2 of us, both the children are out of the house. So I don't think it's very difficult for us to plan. Just shut and go, that's all. Don't think that you have to manage so many patients, you'll miss out on patients. And will they come back to me or not? No. If you have somebody to take care of your hospital at that time, please do decentralize, hand it over to somebody, tell them that to take care of your patients. If they want you back, then it is fine. Otherwise, don't care. Just let it go. Just shut and go. That's what I feel. You should go on a vacation whenever you feel like.
Thank you, Naz. I think we almost run out of time. So let me summarize. I think we have 9 simple ways to improve our work-life balance. Of course, always set one non-negotiable personal time for yourself. Prioritize your relationships. Take all your holidays. Make sure you don't cancel them. You have clarify your goals as well as your job expectations. Learn something new. Of course, this is apart from your work. And to become a leader as well as, obviously, you cannot do everything. Always delegate, automate, which I think, I do it very, very frequently, and Dr. Sundar would vote for it. Uh, don't sit in front of the television or with your laptop. Go out, spend time outside, and of course, I don't have to stress and move your body, exercise, yoga. Invariably, that would give you an excellent physical health. To conclude, let me say, obviously, life is a story. Write well and edit often. With this few words, I would like to thank the panel, esteemed panel members for their insights with regard to work-life balance. Thanks a lot, sir. And I would like to thank once again the IMA state chapter as well as IMA Gangavathi for this opportunity. Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much, sir. Hello.
Hello. Thank you so much, sir. We shall now be moving on to our scientific session. The chairpersons for this last scientific session, we have Dr. Chamraj T, Dr. Shankar Narayana, Dr. Renuka Ardya Hiremat. And our first speaker is Dr. Asha Benkappa. Talking about adult nutrition program, are we eating right? Is the question that she's going to be answering in this session. Give a huge round of applause to Dr. Asha Benkappa.
No? Hello? Yeah. Can I start? Okay.
Good afternoon. Okay. Good afternoon and welcome to IMA conference. It's my honor to introduce Dr. Asha Benkappa. She is a HOD of Pediatrics, Dayanand Sagar Medical College,
Forward, huh?
former director, Indira Gandhi Institute of Child Health, former professor and HOD, Bangalore Medical College, task force member, healthcare practices, WABA, WABA founder trustee, lactation helpline. Has done many national and international publications, and she has received FIABA award, WBW award, Doordarshan Chandana award, receiver of 30 plus awards and felicitations. Over to you, madam.
Thank you very much. I am in a tearing hurry because I have to negotiate the potholes to reach Hospet Junction to catch my train. Okay, Amarish, please come and sit in front of me. I want you to inspire me. Bitter pill. 20% of doctors are obese, 53% are diabetic, 24% are hypertensive. Day in and day out, we are listening to all this. Suddenly, we have all become very conscious about our health. Sitting is a new smoking, okay? Thanks to work from home and thanks to doctors, I just met my beloved friend from Raichur. I don't want to tell his name. I called him up. And then he said that particular day, he saw 600 patients and himself felt fatigued and he was on IV drip and hence he could not take the call. Please, every hour, move out. Keep walking in your clinic, up and down. So it's a new age smoking. We all know what smoking is all about. Lifestyle diseases are becoming a new epidemic. I'm very, very averse to cluttering all the tissue papers, bottles thrown around, which clutters your mind and also the mobile. We don't talk to each other. Please detoxify or digital detox. Go for a digital detox. I'm worried about the children. 1/3 of Indian kids have high triglycerides. triglycerides are very high in 16% of adolescents. From morning, I saw two little children coming up on all the tables. They put some candies. One fellow opens his pocket, the other two fellows push the candies into his pockets. My God, what is going to happen? I'm very worried about it. And imagine, those of you who are interested in academics, CNNS survey, Comprehensive Nutrition, National Nutrition Survey, done in 2018, one of the very well done surveys where blood samples of children was taken. High BP at 7, heart problem in 50s. Young children. Just now I was discussing with one of my friends and she was giving salt to the child. We say no salt to children till the age of 1 year. Okay? And if you add salt before 1 year, what happens? 5 grams of salt contains 2 grams of potassium, high potassium levels, etc. I really have no time, anytime I'm willing to share, go to the depth of this knowledge, and at the cellular level we can discuss. Look at the key indicators. We all sit in front of us of the NFHS 5 survey and all that. I appeal to all IMA members to take your state NFHS, Gangavathi district NFHS survey. Look at the parameters and try to plan collectively with all the leadership, like young leaders like Dr. Amaresh, whom is a most friend whom I have very dear to me. You can start planning that. Don't do generally. You know, what are the specific things that's happening to Amravati? And then attend to that. Collectively work out. Today I'm going to learn. Amravati has got very high triglyceride levels in children. And on my Monday clinic, I'm going to attend to children with high triglycerides and all that. Please work out different things. Prevalence of high waist risk ratio. For women are becoming terrible. And I carry a tape in most of my workshops and throw it to the audience and ask them to give me their waist size. Nobody gives me their waist size. You know, 2 times your waist size. If your waist size is 30, it becomes 60 inches. Your height, it should be less than your height. Simple. To know where you are as far as metabolic health is concerned. Again, look at the waist circumference and what's happening to women. Okay? And what are the measurements? What should be the measurements in men? Women, ideal body weight, waist circumference, waist width ratio. If you can take a screenshot. What is hip? Ischial tuberosities. Your bum is the biggest part. Belly, that's the waist. Just take it and you'll be shocked that none of us are healthy. Roughly 75% of United States adults are considered metabolically healthy, leaving 93% metabolically unhealthy. My good friend brought his lab values and he said, "Nan reference range al hadinalri madam anta." If you look at it, they say biological reference range. Nobody says it is normal range. Okay, I had sent a lot of investigations and the normal range to Dr. Amaresh. You can get it from there. So you are looking at the right side of your investigations, parameters of metabolically unhealthy people. The world is trying to build, even at India, we are trying to build metabolically healthy people, normal range. Okay, if your diabetic chart says 80 sugar more than 100 is diabetic, but we say fasting blood sugar 83%, 83 is diabetic. So please be aware of all this. What do I mean by metabolic health? I don't want to call myself obesity, hypertensive or anything like that. I'm telling you there is something called metabolic health. We have gone right up to mitochondria. You know, I can talk for 1 hour on mitochondria and how to bring the mitochondria to be active. It refers to the production of energy, the digestion and distribution of nutrients. Every cell and system in our body relies on energy and nutrients to function well. When our metabolism isn't functioning properly, every system in the body suffers. Dominoes effect. When the metabolic health domino falls, the rest fall too. It's just a matter of time. Poor metabolic health is the root cause of today's chronic disease epidemic. I've been telling my friends that I've been taking magnesium and I've got a ICMR research project worth 5 lakhs. Magnesium, the missing link in pregnant women. It takes part in 300 reactions in our body, and it should be taken at 5 p.m. For want of time, details, I'll not go into it. And people say, why magnesium? You know, we are so ignorant about what is happening. What is metabolic syndrome? You are increasing waist size, you are increasing blood sugar, rising blood pressure, increasing triglycerides, and very low high density lipoproteins. Okay, you people are saying now cholesterol. Just now I was telling a mother, please give whole eggs. I experimented on myself for the past 4 years, consumed whole eggs. I also had the fear that egg yellow contains cholesterol. I know that egg yellow contains some 150 milligrams of cholesterol. Cholesterol debunk. Recently, Dr. C.N. Manjunath and Vijayalakshmi Balakundre and myself were called by many channels when the Hassan deaths happened. I refused because I'm sorry to say they're stuck at cholesterol. And I didn't want to cause a controversy on a public channel. And then what is the heal and protect your metabolic health? The test don't guess as to how we are doing. Symptoms are silent, you know, are subtle. And until one day, they are not. Metabolic disease will continue to emerge. Can I have the will emerge until you deal with the root causes. Please deal with the root causes. Okay? So what is the metabolic health epidemic? The statistics are staggering and terrifying. Trillions of dollars are spent, genius medical interventions and new medications. The number just keep rising. And then what is the affecting each generation more acutely, and they're developing health conditions at younger and younger ones. Children in elementary schools are having cancer, diabetes, heart disease, not to mention the depression. I still again don't have many issues. I went into depression and attempted suicide and all that I'll tell you some other time. If you think you're not at high risk of developing serious health condition, that won't happen to you. Please be aware, please, please. Metabolic syndrome is a dangerous because it's so silent. Most people have no symptoms and don't realize they are sick as they are. One of those is with 100 ways it gets expressed. It always gets progressively worse. You solve one problem with medications or surgery. Morning, sir was talking about fungal infection. A diabetic drug, GP1, I'm not remembering the full name, brings out the sugar in the urine, and that person had a lot of penile fungal infection. And you know, you treat that fungal infection, take another drug, you're killing the mitochondria. You'll pay a whack-a-mole for the rest of your life with more medications, begetting more medications. My father, in the final years of his life, he was on 23 medications. And every time we had to, you know, make him like pet him up and say, you take this, you take this. He said, Nangi, aushthigina nang sav ishta agta ide. You know, that was the medications. I wish I had known all this. I lost him on September 27, 2016. If I had known this, I would have kept him alive for some more time. Look at all this, what is happening to metabolic stress. I was very happy when Sir was previous speaker's work-life balance. Look at the roots of all your metabolic disease, chronic stress, ultra-processed food, disconnection. Ultra-processed food, I saw the kids eating. Yesterday also in the train, the mother was giving the kid Coca-Cola, then what is that? Little Hearts. Non-stop the child was eating. I told her, read the label. I made her read that label. Highly educated woman wearing a cargo pant and a t-shirt. And I said, please read the label, ma'am. And that Little Hearts, 168 was the amount of sodium in that. Okay, so this is how it is. Look what's happening to Statue of Liberty. Okay, what is she having? She's eating all those ultra-processed foods. Okay, look at those ultra-processed foods. The little children who picked up all those chocolates in the morning. And somebody was very nice to me. She said, Nivu togoli, madam. It will cleanse your mouth. Okay, so refined carbs. Okay, all this. What is happening? Arun Gupta, my dear friend, is struggling with ultra-processed foods and how it is called. I no longer call them carbohydrates. We know about garbage. So this is garbage. Remember, whenever you're eating carbohydrates, you're eating garbage, and think garbage. And everybody keeps telling me, should I not eat fruits? Yesterday, Amrish was here busy on the inauguration. I went there, I did not find the right food for me. And somebody was very generously told me, fruits are togoli, madam. Fruits is so dangerous. It was awakening call for me. You know, 7 times more likely to form advanced glycation products. Okay, and then does not suppress ghrelin. Ghrelin is something which makes us hungry all the time. You know, in breast milk, at the end of a feed, baby gets leptin. The child is very satisfied. Does not stimulate insulin. Hepatic metabolism of fructose is different. Chronic exposure leads to metabolic syndrome. And we have no way of making out fructose. We know how to make out glucose. Fructose gets converted into triglycerides and causes fatty liver. Okay, I had grade 3 fatty liver, and the ultrasonologist used to tell me, "Enagala madam, vayasadmel grade 3 fatty liver. Please open up your eyes." The moment you take fructose, your uric acid increases. Once your uric acid increases, the neonatologists, the pediatricians here know it blocks the nitric oxide. Once the nitric oxide is blocked, hypertension. So just eating those fructose, okay, see what happens. Okay, nobody bothers. Fructose levels should be less than 5. The moment it is more than that, I know that you have been eating a lot of fruits. Okay, free form of fructose, I put a lot of pictures. This is your fruits and the carbs in that and what's happening. And serial killers. When I posted this in our group, they said, what nonsense. Why do you want to call it serial killers? The rice, the wheat, the ragi, which we are eating, it's killing us. Indians love rice and roti. It is taking a big health toll. And metabolic health is so slow. It takes a long time. And this we love. People will eat we are supposed to eat all of it, but we take more and more rice because more carbs, more hunger, more carbs. And that's how you go on eating and you put on a big belly there. Okay? Diet wars are very dangerous because each one will keep telling me, you eat that, madam, you go to this, you go to keto diet, all that nonsense. It is, I told you, it is a precision, perfect prescription for that individual. I have no rights to put up the photographs of my clients. So I have to take informed consent, etc. So I'm sharing my own photographs of what happened to me. This is how I was November 1st. Look at the way my insulin, I had 25 insulin and fasting insulin was 70 units of insulin. I'm going on putting on fat. And then look what has happened to me. Now I'm into muscle building. Okay, muscle resistance, exercise. People are talking about cycling, yoga and walking. I'm sorry, they do not build up your muscles. They're nice entertainment and relaxation. This is how my transformation over the years. Okay, let people tell me that I look very sick, I might be malignant, but I'm healthy. That's what I want to tell you. Okay, and then again, different things. This photograph, the day I started on low carbs, and then I'm developing something called, I'll share it because through the IMA group, I'm developing calipers. You know, we make out the calipers, fat thickness and all that. It is called the cheek pinch sign. Anybody, all of you, just put your thumb, your index finger on the infraorbital fossa, thumb, take a pinch of your cheek. If you get a big pinch, you have insulin resistance. That's it. You need to act very fast. Okay? And these are my various photographs, just not to show off, just to tell you how the transformation has been. And it was a difficult journey, with most of them being my foes. They kept talking behind. These are the factors that affect health. I'm concentrating on food. People kept coming out up and down. I was happily drinking nice water and enjoying the kalmala that people were having because bandru, mattodru, uta madak hodru. Okay? Then this is a story of two bellies. The belly with low carbs and the belly with all the bad things there. Okay? The most acute lethal disease is insulin disease. Insulin resistance. Please think about it, read it, Google it, and this is what it causes. Okay? And then an elephant in the room is insulin resistance. Okay, the future of the country and the world is biochemistry and physiology, and IIT engineers who are going to use fantastic apps. And this is how what all insulin resistance is causing to your body. And then Ben Bickman, I'm so happy that he advised me, and every non-infectious chronic disease has got connection to insulin resistance. And I told Ben Bickman, this belly fat is not going. What do I do? Then he said, Dr. Benakappa, the insulin that you took on your abdomen, the every place where the fat had hit the fat cell has hypertrophied. Forget it. That won't go. Otherwise, you're metabolically well. So it was so nice to be connected with all these global leaders. Some long-term consequences are, you all know, I saw many hospital advertisements, including my father's, the Bangalore hospital, which was sold out to somebody else. Look at your blood pressure, look at your sugars, look at the amputations that keep on happening. I have very great surgeons here. Look at the dialysis. I have sponsored so many people for dialysis during my active life. I mean, pre-retirement. And now I can't do it because I have so many other things. Blindness and then stroke. Okay? The next thing is Alzheimer's. Okay, recently one of our relatives died and they said she died of Alzheimer's. That's type 4 diabetes. Okay? Look at all these urticarial lesions and knee joint. Somebody was talking in the morning about total hip replacement, robotic, etc. fallout of hip replacement. I want to quote Ratna, ISRO scientist who's involved with satellite. She did well with low carbs, and now she's one of our, the person who said the heart replacement knee replacement was not done. And breast cancer and healthy liver and a fatty liver. I put a lot of things. I made a word cloud about all the diseases. Metabolic health apps. You run one illness clinics, have a wellness clinic there. And all these are very, very important. Do it on yourself, like the way I experimented. And how do we keep ourselves healthy? Food, for want of time, I just have another 13 minutes. And then people think of it as something you eat to get pleasure, reward, and treat yourself with it. It is just nourishment. And these are various things, carbohydrates, fat, and all that. So they are macro, micronutrients. What we lack type 2 nutrients, and in that magnesium. Please start taking magnesium at 5 p.m. from today. And in 2 weeks, you will find a remarkable change in your body. And then whenever you're buying anything in the shop, yesterday I went shopping. I was looking for it. I wanted original something. Is a substance will add more health? Will it nourish and repair my tissues, or will it reduce my health? Please ask these questions. Anything in boxes with barcodes, which are in bars, are all not good for your health. Morning, somebody asked me about a whey protein and etc. So this is all what mothers carry for the children, for the snack box at 11 a.m. in the school. And then remember, carbohydrate is sugar. Rise in sugar is detrimental to the limiting of our blood vessels. Why are we so worried? Because every time sugar spikes, it's damaging your blood vessels. Please remember that, okay? And that is all cholesterol and insulin resistance. Please read about it. Like my friend may look very slim, very smart, and they are called as the thin outside, fat inside. They're the most dangerous people because once you're obese, you go and get yourself tested. And Kraft test, this tells you, it takes 30 years for you to get the symptoms. Okay? So there are different types of patterns. And then some people may get it in 10 years, another 10 or 20, 30, like that. It goes on like that. So we are supposed to have just 1 teaspoon of sugar. We have 5 liters of blood, 5 grams of sugar, 5 liters of blood, and your blood sugar is 100 milligrams. That is all that is allowed. But look at the amount we are all eating. I had sent him protein carb calculator. I recently did a workshop for the IAS officers, similar to that, Indian Postal Service. And all of them were on 250, 300 grams carbs. Okay? And then how much sugar are you eating? If all diabetics adopted a low carb, high fat diet, it's been estimated 6 pharmaceutical companies will close. People are fed up with the food industry, which pays no attention to health. and are treated by the health industry, which pays no attention to food. One of my friends, she went on to this, joined me, and she said, I'm here in this shop. Can I buy some for you? Okay. This is how we are lured. We get very excited with all this. Recently, Deepavali, now 75 different names of sugar. Recently, 20 more have been added. We have 95 different names of sugar. Please read the sugar label. How much sugar is in your coffee? People keep offering coffee. They keep on telling me, "Yen kudri, yen tindri, yen breakfast." That's all we know how to talk. And these are the various calories that Coca-Cola, the kid was drinking. Real Dr. Shivaranjani is playing, fighting for the ORSL and all that. And this is, somebody said, no, somebody gifted me rice from Gangavathi. And they said, no, red rice is very good. You must eat rice from Udupi, Manipal. Please, all of them have sugar in it. Okay? These are the fruits. Look at the amount of sugar that all your fruits have. Then what are the symptoms of insulin resistance? Please look around. I've already stressed. I just want that symptoms, causes, what it causes, and then what are the types of lipids. You know, you're all using all kinds of fancy lipids. Please, best fat is to cook is ghee or wood-pressed coconut oil or peanut oil. So saturated fat is very good for your health. We were misguided all these years. The person who spoke about cholesterol, you know, I hope you know he's in prison. We should be taking saturated fat, and omega-3 is very, very important. I take triple fish oil because I'm a vegetarian. Now I eat eggs. Okay? And then omega-6 is highly inflammatory. Whatever you read, please chuck the label. Okay? Omega-3 is pro-inflammatory. 6 is highly inflammatory. The processed foods, seed oils, we should never be using them. They're very dangerous. Look what happened to Saurav Ganguly. He advertised for this stent, then he underwent a bypass surgery. Don't follow your celebrities. Okay? They are paid money. People keep offering me all this, you know, amurk togoli, at togoli, nam jodad roti togoli, and all that. Ghee and tuppa, best oils to be used, cold pressed or wood pressed. Protein, 1 gram per kg, higher when building muscles. We're all protein deficient. We don't have any way of making out our proteins. And then essential nutrients in our diet. We have 40 essential nutrients. Right hand side corner is where your magnesium comes. Functional nutrients are type 1. You have a specific nutritional deficiency, iron deficiency, calcium, etc., iodine. But type 2 nutrients is by your growth faltering. Okay? So growth nutrients, it makes up all this. And few type 2 magnesium is very, very, please follow Eric Berg on YouTube. He's very good. He's done enormous studies on magnesium. Just taking that magnesium will change your life into so much. It is required in 600 different biochemical reactions. I can tell you with very confidence that magnesium is the missing link in our life. And what are the supplements? I believe in triple fish oil, which has got, EPA, DHA, omega, etc. And then you have the chelated magnesium glycinate. You have to buy that because it contains 420 milligrams of elemental magnesium, not the mixtures. And please, all of us above 50 or 60, get your vitamin D levels done. If it is less than 50, please take granules every alternate days till lifelong. You have to cut it open and put it on your tongue, not put it into water and drink it. That's all bogus. All the active element is gone. What are we feeding our kids? All nonsense. Okay? Nothing. And junk food. Okay, did you know processed food is the most abused anxiety drug? Fasting is the most forgotten cure. Exercise is the most underused antidepressant. Neglected sleep is a neglected recovery tool. Nature is the most overlooked stress reliever. Nice to know that they have all made friends, going camping, trekking, photography, etc. So junk food, they are made up of sugar, salt, refined flour, refined fats. Okay, this is how it is. You know, just now I went out and there is some chakli and some rusk biscuits and all that. It's very nice, very mouth-watering, but extremely dangerous. Okay, just to make you understand. Okay, every time we are going out, we are given a biscuit. There are stalls for us to eat. Okay, artificial colors and flavors. What is our diet like? Okay, high carb, high bad fat, low protein, and all this, and high sugar diet. Next one, high carbohydrate foods. We have starchy vegetables, flour, whole grains, and legumes, high bad fats, and then low good fats, less protein in the diet. You just modify your protein and you'll find amazing things happening. But remember, it takes 3 weeks. Have patience for 3 weeks. So overall, if you calculate an individual's nutritional value of a diet, your daily carbohydrate increase is that much. Protein intake is so low, mostly from fat is from vegetable oils. And every time the glucose level raises, look what is happening to the blood glucose levels. So overall, we are all eating high carb, high bad fat, low protein, and low good fat diet. So these are the values. What are your baseline fasting and normal values? And then look at the coronary artery calcification score, which many people don't do. ECG will tell you an event that happened then, but coronary artery calcification score is non-invasive. Please get it done if you are above 50 and if you are a diabetic, etc. See what happens as glucose increases, it damages the coronary arteries. We recommend this. And then, sir, somebody was saying gundu party, evening party and all that. Be very careful, because when you're taking your alcohol, you cannot take some of the healthy supplements because it interacts. These are the 5 ancient millets. Not all millets are good. And this is from Dr. Kadri. He's a wonderful person. At 67, he's working so hard. Look where your wheat and paddy rice. Just do nutrition facts. Calculate the carbohydrate fiber ratio. It should be less than 10. Okay? And then carb fiber ratio. You do it yourself. So I am on a very, very low carb diet. My carbohydrates is just in 60 grams. And this is how the different programs we do. What should vegetarians do? And because if you don't, the food will eat you up. You're not going to eat the food. I thank Dr. Arun Gupta for this wonderful cartoon. And then hunger is the first element of self-define, the self-discipline. If you can control what you eat and drink, you can control everything else. Okay? Avoid eating wrong at all times. So this was a simple carbohydrate and protein a calculator which I had sent Madhusudan sir. I had wanted somebody to do their carbs and tell me what it is. When you're eating also, how do you eat? You eat the proteins first, then the pulses, then the vegetables, and then the cereals. Then mindful eating. When you're eating, don't attend to calls, don't do emails, etc. And time restricted eating. Immediately after eating, walk for 15 to 20 minutes. No screen or talk. You must eat in the eating window only. My eating window is only 45 minutes. I have to eat by then. If I don't eat, then body will take it as another insulin things. So these are all, eating windows. So break the cycle of insulin resistance. If you go on eating, you will increase your insulin. Okay? Every time I eat, I go and have illa madam, manchoor coffee kudi. It contains milk, no sugar, doesn't matter. Lactose spikes your glucose and insulin. So every time you're spiking it up. Therefore, you should bring it down. A lot of studies have been done on all that. These are your checklists and your core insight. They were talking the whole morning. Hydration is equally important. So in the disease model now, it is lifestyle that is gaining more importance. Okay? So Statue of Liberty, see what's happening to her. Will not do that. This is for those who wanted maternal, infant, and young child nutrition. You can take up this spoken tutorial. I wish our weighing machines had these animals so that we know where we are at obesity, and vegetables to be consumed, vegetables not to be consumed. Simple ground level vegetables, below the ground, don't take them. They don't contain cellulose nor fiber. And what is all this? So I have a 2-meal pattern. I'm not fasting. It is not called intermittent fasting. So I have one breakfast and I have one dinner at 6:30 in the evening. So these are all the new concepts that are coming up. And cut carbs, okay? Prioritize your proteins, healthy fats. And you know that old saying, if you want something you never had, you have to go do something you have never done. You are giving up sugar and starch, but in your return, you're getting your life back. These are the various life skills, and metabolic health is a very, very dicey epidemic. I just finished on time, and then I just want to say what sir was telling in the morning after I heard the work-life balance. I just want to tell you all, health is the best insurance policy. You can buy it for yourself. Okay? And time is the best investment. I sincerely appeal, start in conferences, low carbs and healthy fat movement. Okay? Thank you very, very much for giving me a patient hearing.
ಮೇಡಮ್ ಟಾಕ್ ನಾವು ಫಸ್ಟ್ನೇ ದಿವಸ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಊಟದ ಹಾಲೆಲ್ಲ ಖಾಲಿ ಇರ್ತಿದ್ದು ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ. 3 ದಿವಸ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ನೀವು 3 ದಿವಸ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿಸಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಆ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಪ್ಲಾಸ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಲೇಡಿ who has traveled all the way back and has shown that nothing is impossible. She at the age of ಬೇರೆಯವ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಅ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್. ಮನೇಲಿ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಅರ್ಜುನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವ್ನು ಬರೋದು 100 ಒಪ್ಪಿಡಿಲ್ಲ, ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು 60 ಇಲ್ಲ 70 ಡಯಾಬಿಟೀಸು. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇವರನ್ನ ಒಪ್ಪಿಡಿದಾಗ ಕೂಡ 60 70 ಡಯಾಬಿಟೀಸ್. ಆಲ್ ದ ಫಿಸಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಫಿಸಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್ ನೋಡಿ ಅವರಷ್ಟು ತಳಿ ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಫಿಸಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಗಂಗಾವತಿ, ಆ ಬಿಗ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಪ್ಲಾಸ್ ಟು ದೆಮ್. ಅವರು ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಫಾಲೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಡಯಟ್. ಸೊ ಐ ವುಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಕಾಲ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಫಿಸಿಷಿಯನ್ಸ್, ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ದೆಮ್ ಲಿವಿಂಗ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ಸ್. ಅರ್ಜುನ್, ದೇವಣ್ಣ, ಮಿಥುನಣ್ಣ, Malesh Goda, Satishana, please, these are the physicians of Gangavati. I call them on the dais. Allah, please, 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 please. Allah, ನಿಮ್ ನೋಡಿ ನಾವೊಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಕಲಿಯೋಣ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ನೀವು ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಾಮ ಕೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದ, ನಾವೇನು ಕಾಡಿಗೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ, ಏನು ತಿನ್ಬಾರ್ದ, ಏನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಏನಂತೇಳಿ. ಸೊ ಏನು ತಿನ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಒಂದು 2 ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ 6 ಭಾಷೆಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾಷೆಲಿ ನೀನು ಅವನು ಏನೇನು ತಿನ್ಬಾರ್ದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು.
ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸಸಾರಜನಕ ಇರೋ ಆಹಾರ ಆಯ್ತಾ, ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ಪಿಷ್ಟ ಆಹಾರನ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಿ. ಸಸಾರಜನಕ ಇರೋ ಆಹಾರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲೂ 5 ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ನಾನು ಹಾಕಿದ್ನಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಫಾಕ್ಸೇಲು, ಬಾರ್ನಿಯಾಡೋಲು, ಬ್ರೌನ್ ಟಾಪ್ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಯಾವುದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ಪಿಷ್ಟ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೋ, ಅಕ್ಕಿ, ಗೋಧಿ, ರಾಗಿ, ಜೋಳ ಎಲ್ಲದ್ರಲ್ಲೂ ಸಕ್ಕರೆ ಪಿಷ್ಟ ಇದೆ, ಅದನ್ನ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಒಂದೇ ದಿನ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ, ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಟೈಮ್. ನೀವು ತಿಂತಾ ಇರೋ ಪದಾರ್ಥದಲ್ಲಿ, ಈಗ ನಾನು ಜೋಳದ ರೊಟ್ಟಿ ತಿಂತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ, 4 ಜೋಳದ ರೊಟ್ಟಿ ತಿಂತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ, ನಾನು 1 ಜೋಳದ ರೊಟ್ಟಿನೋ ಅಥವಾ 2 ತಿಂತೀನಿ 1 ವಾರ, ಆಮೇಲೆ 1 ಹಂಗೆ. ಅದರ ಜೊತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಳುಗಳು, ಕಡಲೆಕಾಳಿನ ಪಲ್ಯ, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಹೆಸರು ಕಾಳು ಪಲ್ಯ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಕೊಬ್ಬರಿ ತುರಿ ಕಾಯಿ ತುರಿ ಹಾಕಿ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಅದ್ರ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತರಕಾರಿಗಳು, ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮೊಸರು, ಹಾಲು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ತಿನ್ಬೋದು ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್. ಅಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಏನು ತಿನ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸೀರಿಯಲ್ ಕಿಲ್ಲರ್ ಅಂತಾರೆ, ಅಕ್ಕಿ, ಗೋಧಿ ಅವೆಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಸೀರಿಯಲ್ಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ರಿಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಬೈ ಮಿಲೆಟ್ಸ್. ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಪ್ರೌಟೆಡ್ ಪ್ರೋಟೀನ್ಸ್, ಹೆಸರು ಕಾಳು ಅವೆಲ್ಲ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ತರಕಾರಿ ಭೂಮಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಬೆಳೆದಿರೋದು. ಫ್ಯಾಟ್ಗೆ ತುಪ್ಪ ಅಥವಾ ಕೊಕೊನಟ್, ಸಿಂಪಲ್. ಓಕೆ, ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮೇಕ್ ದಿಸ್ 3 weeks. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮಧ್ಯ ತಿನ್ಬೇಡಿ. ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಜಿಪ್ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ 45 minutes ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸಿ, ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ತಿನ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಗಿಸಿ, ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಮಧ್ಯ ಕಾಫಿ ಕುಡಿಯೋದು, ಟೀ ಕುಡಿಯೋದು, ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬ ಫ್ರೆಂಡ್ ಸ್ಮೋಕ್ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೋಗೋದು, ಹಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. ಪುಟ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್. ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ 8 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ವಾಕ್ ಹೋಗೋಕೆ ಮುಂಚೆ 1 ಕಪ್ ಕಾಫಿ ಕುಡಿತೀರಾ, ವಾಕಿಂದ ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಾಫಿ ಕುಡಿತೀರಾ, ಬ್ರೇಕ್ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ತಿಂತೀರಾ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಾಫಿ. ಸೊ 3 coffees and 1 breakfast, but put everything together, have it as 1 meal. Afternoon and night also. ಆದಷ್ಟು ನೈಟು ಬಿಫೋರ್ 7 PM ಫಿನಿಶ್ ಆಫ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ತುಂಬ ಮಂದಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನೆನ್ನೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಡಾನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಾಡು ಹೇಳ್ದ, ಕುಡ್ದ, ಮಜಾ ಮಾಡ್ದ ಮಗ, ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ನಂತೆ ಅಂತ. ಮಧ್ಯರಾತ್ರಿ 3 ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಸ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಯಾಕೆಂದರೆ ಲಿವರ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಫಂಕ್ಷನಿಂಗ್ ಎಟ್ 10 PM. ಸಿಸ್ಟಮಿಕ್ ಸಿಂಪಥೆಟಿಕ್ parasympathetic activity starts at 7 PM. If you are prolonged it, then it is sympathetic activity, atrial fibrillations, heart rate. And please take your supplements. Magnesium, I have tremendous belief in magnesium.
ಮೇಡಮ್, ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗಿದೆ? 9 ಗಂಟೆ ಇದೆ. ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ನ 4-5 ಗಂಟೆ ಇದೆ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಟ್ರಾಫಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಅವ್ರ ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ತೊಗೊಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಫ್ಯೂ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್. ಸೊ ಇಫ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸಮನ್ ಗಿವ್ ಅ ಮೈಕ್, and I require my physician friends to come over here on the dais. These are the physicians of Gangavati. They are the role models. ಈಗ ನಾವು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಏನು ತಿನ್ಮಾಡೋದು, they have been a wonderful role models. ಸತೀಶ್ ರಾಯ್ಕರ್ is a modeling ಹೋಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ. ಸಂಕನೂರ್ ಜಂಬೋ, ಮಲೇಶ್ ಗೌಡ ಸರ್ ಬರ್ರಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮೇಲೆ. ಸೊ any questions? Someone wanted to ask some questions. Hey, allow mic ಕೊಡೋಣ please.
Throw some light on intermittent fasting.
See, I require 90 grams. Okay, I don't want to call it intermittent fasting. I'm on 2 meals a day. If somebody wants 3 meals, I plan a 3 meal a day for them. Okay, so I have morning I have 45 grams of protein, and evening I have 45 grams of protein. Morning I have 4 whole eggs, vegetables, and 250 ml of milk, high fat milk, because the high fat milk gives you satiety and it will help you bring down your triglycerides. My triglycerides were very high. Now my triglyceride HDL ratio is, it should be around 3 or something. It's around that. Okay. And then evening I have 100 grams of paneer, because I still have to reverse my insulin resistance. My HOMO IR is 0.1 more. So to bring down that, it will be another 6 months. Now from diabetic, I have come to pre-diabetic. I just have to clear the insulin resistance. Evening I have paneer, then I have vegetables and 250 grams of curds. That way 250 grams of curds gives me 8 grams of protein. Then the paneer gives me 20 grams, so I'm on 28. Plus I need to take 45. So it is, 15, 17 grams of protein comes from vegetables, okay, grown above the ground. Sorekai, hirekai, dormensinkai, tomato, and all that, okay. So it's very important to, that is how it is. For others, they don't have to go so strict, because I'm in the protocol. I'm in the low carbs, high fat international protocol. And I'm one of those few persons who at the age of 63 has reversed diabetes. So I have to strictly follow all this. So I have just 2 meals a day. Whenever I run short of proteins, like today I've taken muscle-based protein with 250 ml of milk. Don't call it fasting. Call it as a 2 or a 3 meal a day. And we don't believe in calories in, calories out. All that concept is fine.
Thank you, madam. First of all, I thank for the wonderful talk, madam. So I have 2 questions for you. One is weight loss for vegetarians. So we generally find it difficult to.
I don't call weight loss at all. People keep coming and telling me, I want to lose. My daughter is getting married in the next 3 months. I want her to lose 20 kgs. I'm talking about metabolic health, and I'm talking about eating right. And in that eating right is prioritize your proteins, cut carbs, and do not kill fats.
Second question is, madam, about magnesium. Any other supplements we need to you are taking?
For myelination, one is magnesium helps. Please read all about magnesium. It's fantastic. And omega-3 fatty acids. And that's why I'm taking high-fat milk. High-fat milk. Even the curds are made is from Samruddhi milk. So we did not know much about the saturated fats. That's why I have the ghee, I have the wood-pressed coconut oil. So in my house, cooking is with me.
Thank you.
Madam.
Lifelong. For children below the age of 5 years, we don't tell them. After the age of 5 years, we advise magnesium containing vegetables. Okay, vegetarians don't have so much of issue with magnesium, whereas non-veg people have issues with magnesium. Vegetarians have issues with B12. Non-veg people don't have issues with B12. So it's a balancing. So after the age of 5 years, I had put up that QR code. If they want, they can put it up again for you. Take a thing, and it will talk about magnesium-rich recipes and diet for young children.
For the want of time, I request Madam will be there for another 1 hour. We'll keep you back. So since there are 2 more talks, we'll have the last question from Dr. Nagraj. Madam, you have one last question here, then all
You asked me following this diet, what happened? I was on many medications, okay? I was on Rhizodec, insulin 70 units. I was on glibilcamide, so many drugs I've forgotten. I'm so glad I've forgotten those drugs. Now I'm off all the drugs except the health supplements. Healthy supplements, we don't even call them drugs. That's what his question is.
Madam, one question, because you said protein in measurement and everything. As a layman or a housewife or a professional wife, literally husband and wife both will not have time to measure and all these things. In a layman language, how we have to plan our diet. That is one thing. Second thing, because the diet has come over the generations.
Yes.
We have set of diet. How can we suddenly change from the same diet? Because all our elders, they have lived a good, healthy life. Do you think it has to be changed, that diet, and shift to the diet what you are...
The whole pattern changed after 1980, okay, when Swaminathan brought in rice and wheat to our country. Till that time, we were not eating rice and wheat. We were gatherers and hunters. We had exceptionally good eating habits. We spoiled it, okay? And that effect, I told you the Kraft curve, just Google, you'll find all about Kraft curve. And that effect, it takes 10 20, 30, 35 years as happening now. Now it has become an epidemic. Okay, that's one thing. I just told you, I ran through those slides very fast. Whatever proteins you are eating, make 50% of it is animal protein. If you are a vegetarian, it is milk, cheese, paneer. Okay, and curds. If you're a non-vegetarian, beautiful. I get very excited when I get a non-vegetarian adult client. Okay, you're going to do that protein. You're going to cut your carbohydrates. Okay, everything under the sun, including the sun, has carbohydrates. So what are they taking? If they're taking 100 grams of rice, I tell them 75, 50, 25 like that. So you bring it down. Then in that rice component, you'll be feeling very hungry. Put vegetables. Put lot of butter and ghee. There are some people whom I tell them for coffee, put butter. I carry it in my purse also. It gives so satisfying. You don't feel hungry at all. So gradually we have to do it for the other people. That is why health for healthcare workers, set your health fast. Then they'll ask you, "ಏನು sir ಹಿಂಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ ಅಂತ?" See, I entered this journey at 63 years. Okay, I may look old or I may look like I got malignancy. I don't think so. Nobody can do the triceps dips like the way I do, like that. Okay, so do it gradually. We don't advise any exercise for 3 weeks. At the end of 3 weeks, you lose 10 to 15 kgs. Then start exercise. So all the subcutaneous fat is fine. We are worried about the visceral fat. All that will start coming down. And as you build up muscles, that aging will go away. And I do fasting. I was doing 48 hours and 36 hours fasting. I didn't even have these wrinkles. Now I'm not doing that. Like I want to do it later because of a phenomenon called autophagy. Even that goes away. Cancer cells are gone. So it's fascinating. So that's why I incorporate fasting also, but not so fast.
So I beg the pardon of the chairpersons for coming. ನಮ್ಮ ಹಿರಿಯರು ಹೇಳ್ತರು, ಊಟ ಬಲ್ಲವನಿಗೆ ರೋಗವಿಲ್ಲ, ಮಾತು ಬಲ್ಲವನಿಗೆ ಜಗಳವಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಇಫ್ ಯು ಸಿ ಅವರ್ ಆನ್ಸೆಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್, ನಮ್ಮ ತಾತ ಮುತ್ತಾತ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ ಉಂಡೋದವ್ರು ಮತ್ತು ರಾತ್ರಿ ಊಟ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಸೊ our madam will be there for to take the questions. We'll utilize our excellent knowledge, and a big round of applause to this wonderful lady once again.
Even this hug stimulates a lot of fun.
Thank you, madam. Over to the chairpersons.
Dear delegates, a feedback link for Medicon 91st has been shared in the WhatsApp group, delegates WhatsApp group. Kindly take a few moments to fill it out. It will be really valuable for us. Now, moving on to the next talk, we have a next speaker, Dr. Akhil Deshmukh, to give his insights on approach to patients with liver disease.
Hello. Good afternoon, everyone. If on the last day of the conference, if you have this many attendees in the hall, then you can safely say that this is a wonderful and highly successful conference. I must congratulate Dr. Chinimalar and the whole organizing team of IMA Gangavathi for having a wonderful 3-day event, which is appreciated by all the delegates all over the state. Now we go to the last penultimate topic of the day, of the conference rather, by Dr. Akhil Deshmukh. Dr. Akhil Deshmukh is a consultant hepatologist and liver transplant physician at Astor Hospital, Bangalore. He has got publications and presentations in international journals. He has got APA-SL Young Investigator Award, Japan, gold medalist in MD and DM hepatology. And particular areas of interest, liver transplant, immunosuppression, liver support therapies, portal hypertension, and variceal bleeding. You can start your talk, Dr. Akhil.
So, thank you everyone for the invitation. So, my topic is actually on LFT, and based on the LFT, I'll be approaching the numerous liver diseases. So, approach to the patients with liver disease, the LFT we overlook all the time. So, this is a normal liver function test. The normal liver function test constitutes the bilirubin, the total and indirect and the direct bilirubin, the protein, albumin, globulin, A by G ratios, SGOT, SGPT, GGT, and ALK-phos. The liver profile also includes extended panels such as prothrombin and INR. So this by looking at LFT, it is by looking at one of the components of LFT, we can't diagnose the problem, we should also look at whole of the LFT. It is not only the bilirubin we should look at and make a diagnosis. The whole of the LFT is important. So before going for a lab investigation, we should take a proper history. With the history, history means history of comorbidities, history of alcohol consumption, and history of any intake of drugs such as anti-tuberculous therapy, and clinical examination to check for liver span, the splenomegaly, and other laboratory investigation, which will also support the diagnosis of liver diseases. And further moving ahead with the imaging, which includes ultrasonography, CT, or MRI abdomen. The relevant history, most common, the comorbidities we should ask is what was the maximum weight they had in their lifetime, and the diabetes, how is it, whether it is under control or it is under or not under control, and hypothyroidism in females, because hypothyroidism is linked to metabolic dysfunction associated fatty liver disease, as well as it is linked with autoimmune hepatitis. So alcohol intake history, we should able to quantitate the amount of alcohol in grams the person is consuming per day. So this new terminology, the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, has been changed to MASL, which is metabolic dysfunction associated steatotic liver disease. This has come up in Hepatology 2024. So the steatotic liver disease comprises of metabolic dysfunction associated steatotic liver disease, which is purely a metabolic problem. Met-ALD is when person is consuming alcohol, not significant, but also has a comorbidities. And third is the alcohol associated liver disease, where the alcohol intake is more than 350 grams per week in females and more than 420 grams per week in males. And other etiologies causing steatotic liver disease, even the hepatitis C infection is known to cause fatty liver disease, specifically genotype 3. And there is a diagnostic criteria to approach on fatty liver disease. So the important questions to address is whether it is acute or chronic, whether symptomatic or asymptomatic. Most of the liver diseases we see in our OBT practice, they are asymptomatic unless until they present with jaundice, ascites, and other signs of liver failures. And we should also look at the recent results to the insults to the liver. And we also ask about the associated disease and comorbidities. So we should always analyze the pattern, clinical pattern, which the patient comes to the OPD. It can be a hepatocellular pattern, or it can be a cholestatic pattern, or they can come with the isolated bilirubinemia, and they can also come with failure of synthetic function. So most of the hepatocellular pattern, they are asymptomatic. If the cholestatic pattern, they come with symptoms of generalized itching and passing of clay color stools. Isolated raised bilirubinemia, we see a lot of Gilbert syndrome. The Gilbert syndrome is the last diagnosis to be made when all the causes are ruled out. Failure of synthetic functions, they present with ichthyosis and petechiae all over the body. So coming to the hepatocellular pattern, they normally have raised AST or ALT, and other functions, other things may be normal. So we should check for the symptoms. Normally, any patients with most of the asymptomatic patients, they present like a hepatocellular pattern. There will be non-specific symptoms such as fatigue, upper abdominal discomfort, nausea, and loss of appetite, which will not point to anything. So that's, the problem in hepatocellular pattern arises once they present with the symptoms, or as well as signs, such as the signs of liver failure, and they presented with hepatic coma, signs and symptoms of portal hypertension, and they may present with secondary sepsis landing up in septic shock. So the second step is when they have a hepatocellular pattern, we should check the magnitude of enzyme elevation and how is the change. And we should also know the nature of the course of abnormality and pattern of AST and ALT elevation. So if any patients comes, they come with AST, ALT elevation, the ischemic hepatic damage is known to have AST, ALT more than 10,000. So if any patient comes with a prodrome or fever, nausea, vomiting, decreased appetite, and followed by AST, ALT of more than 1,000, we suspect having viral hepatitis. And if the AST, ALT come to the routine OPD without any prodrome but has AST, ALT more than 3 to 5 times the upper limit, there are many other causes such as autoimmune hepatitis B can cause, alcoholic hepatitis can cause, MASLT can cause enzyme elevation, or any drug-induced liver injury can also cause raised enzymes. So we should also know about the duration of derangement. If it is acute, it can be an insult. If it is chronic, it is long running. Most commonly, it will be a comorbidity which is linked with development of metabolic dysfunction associated steatotic liver disease. Hep B and Hep C, they are known to cause chronic hepatitis. So they will also present with a more history of more than 6 months, and most commonly in viral hepatitis, particularly to hepatitis B, there will be one or other sibling or the parent will be positive for hepatitis B. So what will be the age of the person is equivalent to the age of hepatitis B. Because in India, most common cause of hepatitis B is mother to child transmission, about 90%. So we should see the rate of fluctuation of liver enzymes, as we know that when a patient presents, when someone has a prodrome and then followed by liver enzyme elevation, we correlate that with the viral hepatitis. So autoimmune hepatitis, they don't have, most of the patients, they don't have symptoms. They present with loose symptoms such as fatigue, decreased appetite, and liver enzymes will be in 400, 500s. The MASH, these patients, they come to OPD when they undergo normal routine health checkup and they found to have liver enzymes deranged, then only they'll come to the OPD. The viral hepatitis B, most of the patients during a health checkup or when they are going abroad for the work, they get diagnosed with chronic hepatitis B and they land up in OPD. So the natural cause of abnormality, as I have said, the prodrome and then fever, it is viral hepatitis, and this is how it behaves. About only 0.1% of viral hepatitis A goes for acute liver failure, and surprisingly, we have 1 or 2 cases of acute liver failure due to viral hepatitis A every week. So about if I have to talk about hepatitis B, now India is this hepatitis B is more common in Asian countries such as Myanmar, China, and South Korea. So there, the treat for all strategy has been adopted. So everyone is getting the antivirals. But in India, the guidelines is as per Indian National Association of Study of Liver Diseases. We are only going to treat if there is inflammation in the liver, when the enzyme is elevated, and we also check the DNA levels, then only we subject them to treatment. So the pattern of AST, ALT elevation is, this is most important, because when a patient comes to our OPD, if the AST is more than ALT, normally most common cause of liver disease in India is alcoholic liver disease. We take a history of alcohol, and ischemic hepatitis, we can only expect if the patient is in shock or had a cardiac event. And congestive hepatopathy, long running patient who has a breathlessness, PND, and then has a AST more than LT, we say that it is congestive hepatopathy. Acute Budd-Chiari, most of the patients, they present with a jaundice, sudden onset of jaundice and sudden abdominal distension, that is acute Budd-Chiari. This acute Budd-Chiari, since last 2 years, what I'm doing OPD in northern part of Karnataka. So I see lot of Budd-Chiari syndromes in northern part of Karnataka when compared to Bangalore, the area I practice. I don't know the etiology or any genetics behind him. I am very happy to do that if someone can help me with this. So the causes of ALT more than AST elevation, there are other, the more important is AST more than ALT. Then ALT and more than AST, it can be anything. So how to approach the liver enzyme elevation? If the AST is elevated and ALT is elevated, if the ALT is normal, then rule out causes of isolated AST elevation such as Budd-Chiari, ischemic, autoimmune, DILI. If ALT and AST both are elevated, then you should think about the viral etiology and also autoimmune or metabolic disorders. So you also further proceed with imaging with ultrasound of abdomen, and if there is a mild elevation, such as if it is elevated by 2 times the upper limit of normal, that is when you can use a fibroscan liver. So mainly to look at the liver fat content, and other if you still don't have cause, you should look for some uncommon problems in adults, such as Wilson's disease and occult hepatitis B and anti-LKM type 1 autoimmune hepatitis. If you don't find any cause, even after this much investigation, you have to go for a liver biopsy. So there may be scenario where the patients come with isolated AST of around thousands, but the ALT is 30. So AST is also marker of a skeletal muscle as well as cardiac muscle. So in a heart attacks and in skeletal muscle damage due to rhabdomyolysis, due to lepto, dengue, they can also have a AST elevation. And strenuous exercise can cause heat stroke, thyroid diseases, and there is something concept of macro AST where the AST remains always high in such genetic background individuals. Regarding the cholestatic pattern where the patients have raised ALP and GGT, normal ALP is around 120, upper limit of normal of ALP is 120 to 130. the GGT is around 40. So they will have hyperbilirubinemia, raised bilirubin, and a normal or mildly elevated AST or ALT. So they present with the symptoms of mainly intractable pruritus and passing of clay-colored stools. And they have symptoms secondary to vitamin A, D, E, K deficiency. So these are the intrahepatic and extrahepatic causes we know all. So for an extrahepatic cause, which can be diagnosed on mainly the imaging, for an intrahepatic cause, we need a biopsy. So algorithmic approach for the cholestatic pattern is when the ALP is elevated and GGT is normal, then you should rule out non-hepatic. You should think of non-hepatic causes of ALP elevation. If both are elevated and ALP is more than 5 times the upper limit of, if there is no ALP elevation, then you should think of just following up the patient. If both are elevated, you need an investigation in the form of imaging just to rule out the extrahepatic cause. If there is no extrahepatic cause, if it is not dilated, then you should think of other causes and go for a biopsy. And the intrahepatic cholestatic cause of liver diseases are mainly primary sclerosing cholangitis, small duct PSC, they present in that manner. Drug-induced liver injury also has a cholestatic pattern, as well as primary biliary cholangitis, which can also present with the cholestatic hepatitis. So non-hepatic causes of ALP elevation, as I also mentioned, that is mainly related to the bone disorders and as well as the bony mets. And also it is commonly occurs in pregnancy. So isolated jaundice. So 3 types of jaundice we know, and based on that we have to separate out the cause of the isolated elevated jaundice. So we should look at the fractionated bilirubin. If it is conjugated, if it is more than 50%, then it is a conjugated bilirubin. If it is more than 85%, it is unconjugated. So most of the unconjugated bilirubin, we should screen for the peripheral smear, look for the hemolytic causes. If it is not there and the spleen is not palpable, we should think of Gilbert syndrome. Gilbert syndrome, making a diagnosis with a genetic testing is costly, but we have to just observe the patients. So failure of synthetic function, that is INR and albumin, if we look at most commonly, the albumin, we know that the albumin has the longest half-life, about 18 to 20 days, and 4% is degraded every day, but it has a slow turnover. If the albumin is less than 3, think of a chronic conditions until unless the patient has suffered from a recent infection, because albumin is also a negative phase reactant where the albumin levels is also low. So the globulin in cirrhosis, if the globulin is higher than albumin, then think of autoimmune hepatitis. And if the globulin is high, then also think about PSS, portosystemic shunting. And this is due to stimulation from the plasma cells. So we also think about, whenever we suspect autoimmune hepatitis, we think about AG reversal. And if there is an increased IgM, there is something called AMA-M2, anti-mitochondrial antibody M2, which is a component of primary biliary cirrhosis, which is necessary to establish the diagnosis. If they have increased IgA, which is nothing but a secretory marker, it is high in alcoholic liver disease. So the coagulation factors, it is a 2, 7, 9, 10, which is a vitamin K dependent factors. Apart from it, only the factor which is not synthesized by liver is factor 8. So everything is synthesized in the liver, including the anti-clotting factors such as protein C and protein S. So we should screen for the coagulation factors as well. If the patient has jaundice and encephalopathy and raised INR, then we call it as acute liver failure. If the patient has a component of chronic liver disease, either in the form of ascites and has a long running history, then we think about cirrhosis of liver or chronic liver disease, where the transplant indication arises based on the MELD score. The MELD score components are mainly CBI, creatinine, bilirubin, and INR. If the score is more than 15, we actually counsel for transplant. What are the other causes of raised PTINR if the patients are on drugs such as dicumarol, warfarin, that can cause, or if the patient has a chronic biliary obstruction, such as if they have a gallbladder, CA, or periampullary carcinoma that causes fat-soluble vitamin deficiency, which can cause raised INR. It can be reversed by giving an vitamin K injections. So in a nutshell, if you have to look at the LFT, so these 3, the total, direct, and indirect, they indicate the excretory function, hepatocellular function, excretory function, cholestatic injury, hemolysis. But if you look at AST, ALT, hepatocellular and muscle injury, and GGT, ALP, mainly cholestatic and bone disorders, whereas rest protein, albumin, globulin, and AG ratio, it can indicate synthetic function, chronic diseases, and it it can also indicate malnutrition, because in malnutrition, the total protein and albumin both will be very low. So the extended profile, the extended LFT is nothing but looking at a liver profile which includes INR, which is nothing but it will tell about the synthetic function, liver failure, either it is a drug-induced injury or due to a biliary obstruction. So in our OPD, we see most common cause of transaminitis in our day-to-day OPD, it is fatty liver. So this is we see around 9,000 OPDs per year and about 1,000 IPDs. So we are distributed around 3 hospitals, and the most common indication for admission in last 2 centuries is last 2 decades are mainly metabolic dysfunction associated steatotic liver disease. And about transplants in our center, we do around more than 150 transplants a year. And most common indication for transplant is metabolic dysfunction associated liver disease. Then comes the alcoholic liver disease. And there are other indications for transplant such as acute liver failure, autoimmune hepatitis, and viral hepatitis. So this is our longest survival, largest and the longest survival data from our institute, where this will be presented in a British Transplant Society next year. We have a survival of around 68% by the end of 15 years in a patient who has undergone transplant. So this is an approach to a chronic liver disease by looking at an LFT. This is our team. We are a team of around 8 members who are there all the time and taking care of the surgery. Thank you. If you have any questions, I'll be very happy to answer.
Thank you, Dr. Akhil, for a wonderful presentation, and you have kept up the time also. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
I would like to call upon our next speaker, Dr. Chetan Hoskatti, who's a consultant vascular surgeon from Hubli. He's going to talk about vascular surgery and recent advances.
Good evening, everyone. It's my honor to introduce Dr. Chetan Hoskatti. He is a consultant vascular and endovascular surgeon, Sukhada Vascular Institute and Super Specialty Hospital, Hubli. Dr. Hoskatti, he was awarded Best Outgoing Residents from RGHS, and also he did international fellowships from University Hospital, Salzburg, Austria. And Dr. Hoskatti initiated and carried out various vascular and endovascular procedures for the first time in region of North in Karnataka. Over to Dr. Hoskatti.
Good evening, everyone. At the outset, I want to thank IMA GANGAVAThi for giving me this opportunity. It's an honor for me. And it has been a long day for you. I'll try to wrap up the things as early as possible. Vascular surgery being I still think it's a very nascent branch, and still many physicians and consultant doesn't know what actually a vascular surgeon does and what he is trained to do. So vascular surgeon is a surgeon who deals with all the blood vessels in the body except for brain and heart. And why this branch vascular surgery evolved was basically earlier all the vascular part was taken care by cardiothoracic surgeons, but they themselves were so much overworked with the cardiac work that the peripheral work was not being given proper attention. So the vascular surgery became a separate branch, and being advantage of vascular surgeon being a vascular surgeon is there is a rigorous 3-year course for peripheral vascular surgery where you are trained to do approach a vascular disorder in a holistic way, in a proper medical management, surgical, as well as endovascular, and you can carry out both, and also you are trained in imaging modalities like ultrasonography. So this gives you an edge over the other branches who carry out vascular work. So as Madam was highlighting, Asha Madam was highlighting, there is, because of our dietary habits and smoking and aging population, the vascular diseases are on the rise. And there are about more than 200 million people affected with peripheral vascular diseases. And every 30 seconds, globally, one limb is being amputated. And most of these amputation can be prevented if they are diagnosed timely and treated in a correct way. So evolution of vascular surgery, initially it was only with whatever vein was available, we used to do bypasses. Then came the prosthetic grafts where Dacron and EPTF were invented, and also there was Doppler, which helped in decision making and management. Then came the era of endovascular surgery in 2000, where the stents and the various catheters, guide wires were invented, which helped in evolvement of endovascular surgery. And now we have hybrid surgeries as well as robotic vascular care, which is coming up. So coming to evolution in medical therapy, earlier we had just heparin and vitamin K antagonist. I would say advent of newer oral anticoagulant was a great boon for a treatment in vascular disorders, which changed the way the vascular disorders are treated. Initially, we had only had vitamin K antagonist, which required lot of monitoring as well as which had a lot of food interactions and drug interactions, and patients were non-compliant with that. Now we have newer oral anticoagulants which act in a tackle the disease very well, and they do not need any monitoring, and we are getting very good outcomes with these newer oral anticoagulants. And with advanced imaging techniques like IVUS and optical computed tomography, we are able to, we are not leaving anything for a chance. With IVUS being available in even in tier 2, 3 cities, we are able to diagnose the exact the lesion, the size of stent which is required, and what will be the outcome of these diseases, especially in venous diseases, where even distal subtraction angiography may not give us adequate information. IVUS will help in these conditions. And also perfusion imaging in diabetic foot helps in post-op assessing whether our revascularization has helped us, is adequate enough or not. And now what vascular surgery is going through is the endovascular revolution, which most of these procedures, what we do are minimally invasive, and they give us the best results and with a shorter stay. And with the advent of drug-coated balloons, with the improvement in drug delivery systems like tacrolimus, sirolimus, we are seeing the better patency rates in these vessels and lesser number of re-interventions and better outcomes. And also we have drug-eluting stents which stay patent in large vessels like iliac vessels and femoral vessels, where the patency rates initially were around 70-80%, have increased to 80-90% in a 5-year patency trials. Now I'll just be highlighting some of the recent trends which are coming up. Atherectomy is one of the new kid in the town which has been come up, where you actually lot of our patients are having highly calcified disease, calcified vessels because of our dietary habits, high carbohydrate diet. There are a lot of calcium in our vessels, and with just plain angioplasty or stenting, there is again a chance of restenosis. Now, what this atherectomy device does is it actually scrapes off the intima, calcium deposited in the intima, and it makes a space so that the restenosis chances are less in these cases. And also whatever the particles which after scraping off, whatever the particles which it generates are very small enough to just pass off in the capillaries, and they do not cause any distal embolization or gangrene. And with this, we are seeing the patency rates about 90-95% in 5 years. And one of the major advantage of atherectomy is we don't need stenting over this. Just do a atherectomy and do a plain balloon angioplasty, and the stent and the vessel will remain open for longer time, and you will have an excellent pulsatile flow distally. So this is one of the case where you can see a posterior tibial vessel, long segment, multiple stenosis. And this is post procedure. You can see a excellent runoff up to the foot, covering the arch of the feet. So when we get this kind of results, the foot ulcers or the foot gangrenes heal well, and the chances of amputations are less. And for infrapopliteal diseases, again, there are major recent trends which are coming up with the dedicated tibial balloons. The Piloni vessels are quite small in number, quite small in size, and they tend to thrombus when we do a angioplasty, or they tend to dissect, or they tend to not open up easily. But with the dedicated tibial balloons and stents, we are able to do that more often. And we also do PDL loop angioplasty, where we cross the anterior tibial, come to the posterior through the arch, and we can open up the posterior tibial through the arch PDL loop angioplasty. And we also use many other techniques like retrograde access, and where if we are not able to negotiate the lesion from top, we go from the bottom, we puncture the vessel at the ankle, and we pass a wire retrogradely, and we pass a balloon over it and do a angioplasty. So there are significant developments which are going on to improve the vascularization to the limb and salvage the foot. So this is one of the case where the wire is being passed up to the tibial arch, and we usually come retrograde and do angioplasty. That also is possible now. So, and in case, the other advantage of being a vascular surgeon is, in case there is a long segment lesion where you can't do a angioplasty, endovascular, then we can do a open. So open bypasses. Now we do open bypasses up to tibial arteries, posterior tibial artery, anterior tibial artery, dorsalis pedis. The bypass starts from common femoral up to the distal arteries, and sometimes we also do sequential bypass. We do a bypass from femoral artery to the distal proximal popliteal artery, and we take a jump graft from here to the distal vessels. So by doing this, we are able to revascularize the foot well, and vein bypasses have excellent patency rates. They have patency rates up to 95% over 7 years. So these help in salvaging the limbs and preventing major amputation. Coming to aneurysms, earlier the aneurysms were a dreaded disease which required major procedures, long laparotomy wounds, and major morbidity post-operatively. But with advent of endovascular procedures, we can deal with these diseases with just 2 groin punctures, and we can do a stent grafting in these aneurysms with just two groin punctures. So this is the one aneurysm where a stent graft is placed with the just groin punctures, and the other graft is connected from the opposite side. They are, if I explain it in detail, it will take a lot of time, so I'm just going through it briefly. So this is one of the case which was done in Hubli recently, and it was first such case which was done. And other large thoracic aortic aneurysms which are bound to rupture, we just do a stenting, and they are taken care of. And these have excellent outcomes and long patency rates in these two. Recently, we also did a FUR where the aneurysm was involving the femoral, the renal arteries, and because it is a stent graft, you can't cover the renal arteries when you are putting a graft. So we made 2 holes in this graft, and we passed wire through the, we placed a graft into the aorta and opened it partially, and placed a stents on either side through the graft, and then opened the graft completely. So these are the complex procedures which are there, high-end procedure of vascular surgery which can be done in even in tier 2 cities with limited infrastructure and excellent outcomes. So the next disease, deep vein thrombosis, which is earlier which was treated medically, now we can do it with the catheter directed thrombolysis. Earlier was the next one was the catheter directed thrombolysis. Now we have come up with the aspiration or mechanical thrombolysis, where we can, one of the most dreaded complication of DVT is, I would call it as a post-thrombotic limb, not pulmonary embolism. More pulmonary embolism is relatively less, but post-thrombotic limb, once it happens, it changes the life of a person. So with large ulcers, the patients are socially not active. So in such patients, in young patients with large swelling, if you are able to do mechanical thrombolysis at the presentation, we can prevent post-thrombotic limbs. And this is Nimra device which aspirates the clot immediately with minimal amount of blood loss. And the swelling reduction is immediate, and the changes are evident immediately, and the chance of post-thrombotic limb are very less in these patients. So this is one such case where you can see the thrombus entire in the iliac and coronal femoral vein. This is the post-thrombolysis. The other same in the femoral vein, and this is post-thrombolysis. You can see complete opening of the lesion. This is the thrombus which we get when we aspirate, and this is, in such cases there is a dramatic improvement. Other varicose vein recent trend is towards again radio frequency laser. Laser has come up with a newer frequency machines have come which have excellent outcomes, and along with that we have newer sclerosants, more purified sclerosants which have good outcomes. And once there is a post-thrombotic limb and the venous ulcer is already developed and you have lesions like iliac veins, we have newer stents which are called as veno-venova stents, which are compatible with the vein. This is the one blockage which we can see. And this is post-plasty, and this is post-stenting. You can see complete opening, and these are the large ulcers which heal usually after this. Apart from that, we do carotid vessel, carotid thrombectomies, and SMA, mesenteric vessel bypasses, stenting. Better outcomes with these hybrid procedures. And newer bioengineering tissue grafts are coming up, which are which have better patency rates and less infection rates. And we also have stem cells which have come up where the limb is not reconstructible. If there is a large, long segment, nothing can be done, then we have stem cell therapy, which will reduce the rest pain and heal the ulcers. And we are the newer stents and scaffold technology also have coming up. And we also have robotics now in vascular surgery, where robot assisted catheters are coming up for endovascular procedures for better outcome. And now dual pathway therapy is other newer medical therapy where we combine newer oral anticoagulants along with aspirin. This also has given excellent outcomes, especially when there is a peripheral vascular disease associated with cardiac diseases. However, there were some challenges and limitations. Long-term data is still not available. So we have to take it with some pinch of salt, and we have to be judicious whenever we are using these newer techniques. And finally, with less invasive and more precise techniques, we are able to give better outcomes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Chetan, for a wonderful presentation. Thank you.
We request, thank you so much for such a wonderful talk, sir. We request the mementos to be given in the photo booth that is in the left corner of the stage. We shall now be moving on to the validity. I would like to thank the chairpersons for your kind patience and also moderating this event. And honoring of our chairpersons will be done in the podium that is put below.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
We shall now be moving on to our Medicon 25 valedictory function and installation ceremony of IMA Gangavathi new office bearers 2025 and 2026.
Lastly, we'd like to call upon the guests onto the dais. I'd like to call upon IMA KSB President Dr. Veerabhadraya TA Sir onto the stage. I'd also like to call upon IMA KSB Honorary Secretary Dr. Suriraju V Sir. I'd also like to call upon IMA KSB Past President Dr. V. Chiniwala Sir. It's an honor of mine to invite the chief guest of today, Dr. Siddharameshwar KAS Additional Desi Kopal, and the presiding officer, Dr. Veerabhadraya TA Sir. IMA KSB President-elect Dr. Harish Delanta Bettu Sir and National Vice President Dr. G.B. Biddinahal Sir. The Vice Presidents including Dr. Mohan Appaji Sir, Dr. Annaya Kulal Ultar, and Dr. Vijay Kumar Kappikeri Sir and Dr. Rajni. IMA KSB Treasurer Dr. Shankar Narayana KG Sir, Dr. Saumya YG, IMA Joint Secretary Dr. Madhushankar L Sir. I also request Dr. Shankar Narayana KG Sir to hand over the medallion I'd like to request Dr. Shankar Narayana KG Sir to hand over the medallion to Veerabhadraya TA Sir. Please give a huge round of applause for the new elected IMA President. I'd also like to call upon the organizing chairman, Dr. Mallangauda 8 Sir, Gangavathi Branch President, Dr. ASN Raju Sir, Organizing Secretary, Dr. Amrish Patil, Gangavathi Branch Secretary, Dr. Nagraj H. I request Dr. Nagraj H. Sir to give the IMA prayer and flag salutation.
I request all the IMA members to stand up for the IMA prayer. ಭಾರತೀಯ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಸಂಘದ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆಯನ್ನು ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೇನೆ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನನ್ನನ್ನು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿರಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಆರೋಗ್ಯವಾಗಿರಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನೋವಿನಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗಿರಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ದುಃಖದಿಂದ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗಿರಲಿ, ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಸೆ ಆಮಿಷಗಳನ್ನು ಮೀರಿ ಗುಣಪಡಿಸುವವರು ನಾವಾಗಿರಲಿ. IMA ಧ್ವಜವಂದನೆ ನಾನು ಒಬ್ಬನೇ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಭಾರತೀಯ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಸಂಘದ ಸದಸ್ಯರಾದ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ಧ್ವಜಕ್ಕೆ ವಂದನೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಲು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಅದರ ಗೌರವ ಮತ್ತು ವೈಭವವೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಬೆಳಕು ಮತ್ತು ಶಕ್ತಿ, ಮತ್ತು ಅದರ ಪಥವೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಪಥವು. ಈ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಸಂಸ್ಥೆಯ ಮಾನ್ಯತೆ ಪಡೆದ ಸದಸ್ಯರಾದ ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಜವಾಬ್ದಾರಿಗಳನ್ನು ಅರಿಯುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ನಿಷ್ಠೆಯನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸುವ ಪ್ರತಿಜ್ಞೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ದೇಶ ಸಮೂಹಗಳ ನಡುವೆ ನಮ್ಮ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಧ್ವಜವು ಉನ್ನತ ಮಟ್ಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾರಾಡುವ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಧಿಕಾರದಲ್ಲಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನೂ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಮರ್ಪಿಸುವ ಪ್ರಮಾಣ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್. IMA ಚಿರಾಯುಯಾಗಲಿ.
Thank you so much, sir. The audience can now be seated. As we move on to the welcome note by our organizing chairman, Dr. Mallangauda H.
Good evening, everybody. It's been a hectic day today for all of us. We are coming to the fag end of our Medicon 2025, that is valedictory function. For this valedictory function, I heartily welcome IMA KSB President Dr. Veerabhadraya TA on behalf of Organizing Committee and IMA Gangavathi. I sincerely and heartily welcome our past President Dr. V.V. Chinivalar. I heartily welcome Dr. Harish Dalantabettu, President-elect IMA KSB, and our today's chief guest, Mr. Siddharameshwar KS, is additional DC Koppal. I heartily welcome you, sir, on behalf of our organizing committee. At the same time, I welcome our IMA KSB Treasurer, Dr. Shankar Narayan. I welcome Dr. Bidinihal. I heartily welcome our branch president, Dr. S.N. Raju. My warm welcome to our branch secretary, Dr. Nagaraj. I heartily welcome Dr. Amresh Patil, organizing secretary, Medicon 2025. And I also welcome our KMC president, Dr. Yoganand Reddy sir, and many senior IMA KSB past presidents and my branch IMA members and my friends and colleagues, IMA KSB staff and support staff. We have made this event a successful one. I welcome one and all. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. We will now be moving on to an address given by our new president, Dr. Veerabhadraya TA, sir.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭ ಸಂಜೆ. ಈ ದಿನದ ಈ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡಿಕ್ಟರಿ ಸಮಾರಂಭಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗಮಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೊಪ್ಪಳ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಅಪರ ಜಿಲ್ಲಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಾದ ಶ್ರೀಯುತ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮೇಶ್ವರ್ ಅವರೇ, ನಮ್ಮ IMA ಪಾಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆದಂಥ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ V.V. ಚಿನ್ನಿವಾಳರವರೇ, ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆದಂಥ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹರೀಶ್ ರವರೇ, ಹಾಗೂ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲಿರುವ ಗಂಗಾವತಿಯ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಖಜಾಂಚಿಗಳೇ ಶಂಕರ್ ನಾರಾಯಣ್ ಅವರೇ, ಹಾಗೂ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲಿರುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಮಿತ್ರರೇ, ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿರಿಯ ಮತ್ತು ಕಿರಿಯ ಸಹೋದ್ಯೋಗಿಗಳೇ, ಹಾಗೂ ಅವರ ಕುಟುಂಬ ಸದಸ್ಯರುಗಳೇ, ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮಿತ್ರರೇ, ಈ ಒಂದು ಅಂತಿಮ ಘಟ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಬಂದು ನಿಂತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. 3 ದಿನದ ಸಮಾವೇಶ ಅಚ್ಚುಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿ ನಡೆದು ಬಂತು. ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಮಾರಂಭ ನಡೀಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಕಳೆದ ವರ್ಷ ಯಲಹಂಕದಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಂಥ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನದಲ್ಲಿ ತೀರ್ಮಾನ ಆಯಿತು. ಆಗ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ V.V. ಚಿನ್ನಿವಾಳ್ರವರು ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾಗಿ ಪದಗ್ರಹಣ ಮಾಡಿದರು. ಆನಂತರ ನಮ್ಮೂರಿನಲ್ಲೇ ಒಂದು ಉತ್ತಮವಾದ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನ ನಡೆಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವರು ಛಲ ಮಾಡಿ ಆ ದಿವಸ ಪಡೆದುಕೊಂಡ್ರು. ಅದರಂತೆಯೇ ಅಂದಿನಿಂದನೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸದಸ್ಯರು ಒಗ್ಗೂಡಿ ಒಂದು ಕುಟುಂಬದಂತೆ ಮೆಂಬರ್ಶಿಪ್ ಡ್ರೈವಿಂದ ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅರೇಂಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರವರೆಗೆ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರು ಶ್ರಮಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಲ್ಲಿನ ಸದಸ್ಯರು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಲ್ಲನಗೌಡರ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸದಸ್ಯರಿಗೆ, ಗಂಗಾವತಿಯ IMA ಎಲ್ಲ ಸದಸ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಚಿರಋಣಿಯಾಗಿರ್ತೇನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅಪಾರವಾದ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಈ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನ ಶುರುವಾದಾಗ ಕೆಲವರಲ್ಲಿ ಆತಂಕ ಇತ್ತು. ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ತಾಲೂಕಾ ಪ್ಲೇಸು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಪ್ಪ ಏನು ಎತ್ತ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಇನ್ಫ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತಾ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮೆಡಿಕಲ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಮತ್ತೆ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಇನ್ಫ್ರಾಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಸಿಗುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆತಂಕ ಇತ್ತು. ಆದರೆ ನಾನು ಮಧುಸೂದನ್ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಚಿನ್ವಾಳರ್ ಸರ್ ಜೊತೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಸಂಪರ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೆ. ಹೇಗೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಮಧುಸೂದನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು ತುಮಕೂರಿಂದ 100 ಜನ ಡೆಲಿಗೇಟ್ಸ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬ ಅಂತ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು. ಬಟ್ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ 50ಕ್ಕೆ ಇಳಿಸಿದ್ರು. ಆದರೆ 62 ಜನ ತುಮಕೂರಿಂದ ಬಂದರು. ಅದು 100ಕ್ಕೆ ದಾಟ್ಸಕ್ಕಾಗಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಇರಲಿ. ಅದರಂತೆ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಸದಸ್ಯರುಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಂದಣಿ ಮಾಡಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವರ ಟೀಮ್ ಬಹಳ ಕಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟು 1111 11 ಆ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆಗೆ ಮಲ್ಲನ್ಗೌಡ್ರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ನಂದು ಅದು ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಅದು ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಅದು ಕೊನೆ ನಂಬರ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ತುಮಕೂರು ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯವರು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ DM ಗೌಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು. ಸೊ ಅದೊಂದು ನನಗೆ ಖುಷಿ ಇದೆ, ನಮ್ಮೂರ್ನವರೇ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಸದಸ್ಯವಾಗಿ ನೋಂದಣಿ ಮಾಡಿಸಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನ ಶುರುವಾದಾಗ ಶುಕ್ರವಾರ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅವತ್ತಿನಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ಸೆಷನ್ಸು ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ಗಳು ಸುಸೂತ್ರವಾಗಿ ನಡೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಬಂತು. ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಗಳು ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇತ್ತು. ನಾನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಮೂರನೇ ದಿನ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನಗಳಿಗೆ 1991ರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನಗಳನ್ನು ಅಟೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಆದರೆ ಮೂರನೇ ದಿನ ನಾನು 10-15 ಜನ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು. ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಬೇರರ್ಸು ಅವ್ರನ್ನವರು ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಈ ದಿವಸ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎರಡು ಹಾಲಲ್ಲೂ ಜನ ಪಾಠಗಳು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತಿದ್ರು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಈಗ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಬಟ್ ಅವಾಗೆ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಲೆಕ್ಚರ್ ಕೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 2 ಹಾಲ್ನಲ್ಲೂ ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಇತ್ತು. ಅಲ್ಲಂತೂ ಹಾಲ್ ಫುಲ್ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇವರು ಆರಿಸಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿಚಾರಗಳು ಅಂದರೆ ಟಾಪಿಕ್ಸ್ ತುಂಬ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೇಳುವಂಥ ಒಂದು ವ್ಯವಧಾನವನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ರು. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಈ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನ ತುಂಬ ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಮಾತಿಲ್ಲ. ತುಂಬಾನೇ ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಊಟ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಉಪಚಾರ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವ್ರು ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಆತಿಥ್ಯ ನೀಡಿರೋದಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ, ನನಗೆ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ರಿಗೂ ಬಂದಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಿಗೂ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಆತಿಥ್ಯ ನೀಡಿದ್ರು. ಈ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಹಾರ್ದಿಕ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆಗಳನ್ನ ನಾನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಮತ್ತೆ ಇದೇ ರೀತಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸಹಕಾರ ಮುಂದುವರಿಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾ, ನಾವು IMA KSB ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪದಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ತಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಸನ್ಮಾನವನ್ನು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪದಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಾನು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊತೀನಿ.
I'd like to call upon the organizing chairman of IMA Gangavathi, Dr. Malangauda Head, sir. Kindly give a huge round of applause for sir. Yes. We would like to request our KMC observer, Dr. Pavan Kumar Patil, sir, to join us on the dais and to grace the occasion. Next, we would like to call upon the organizing secretary, Dr. Amrish Patil, sir. Kindly give a huge round of applause for sir. Next, we would like to call upon the organizing treasurer, Dr. Basavraj Singanal, sir. Kindly give a huge round of applause. We request the energy of the audience to resonate with the energy and the effort that the organizing team has put in this event. Your applause is surely a token of gratitude for the host members. Next, we would like to call upon the Scientific Committee Chairman, Dr. Madhusudan K.N. sir, onto the dais. Thank you, sir, for your work this past tenure. It takes a great effort to curate, to select, and also to diligently organize the scientific session topics, the speakers, the chairperson, and this tireless effort is being put by Dr. Madhusudan K.N. sir. So please give a huge round of applause to this diligent efforts put by Dr. Madhusudan K.N. Next, I would like to call upon IMA Gangavathi President, Dr. ASN Raju sir. Kindly give a huge round of applause. Hello. Dr. ASN Raju sir for being the backbone of this whole team and for guiding them in forming this amazing event. To carrying out the responsibility as the president of IMA Gangavathi branch. Next, we would like to call upon the Secretary, Dr. Nagaraj Jayat sir. Kindly give a huge round of applause. From looking into the minute details to everything, drawing it to the perfection, Dr. Nagaraj Jayat sir has put his tireless efforts in bringing this entire event to perfection and is a true reason for the glory of this event. So kindly give a huge round of applause to Dr. Nagaraj Jayat sir. Next, we would like to call upon our treasurer of IMA Gangavathi, Dr. Avinash Pedinar sir. Kindly join us in giving us a huge round of applause. We now request our chief guest for this inaugural event, Shri Siddharameshwara KS, Additional DC Koppal. It would be an honor, sir, to have you and come address our gathering and speak few words.
Very good evening, everyone. Elrigu namaskara, Shubha Sanjay. First of all, a big correction. I'm not a doctor. I'm neither doctor nor from background, but I don't know ಯಾಕೆ ನನ್ನ ಚೀಫ್ ಗೆಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಕರೆಸಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಬಟ್ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್ ನಾವು 1-2 ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ನ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ನೋಡಿ ಅಭ್ಯಾಸ, ಒಟ್ಟೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇರೋದು ಭಯನೂ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. So anyway, 91st edition this Medicon Gangavathili host ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So few days back ನಮ್ಮ ಆಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ IMA ಟೀಮ್ ನನ್ನ ಬಂದು ಈ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ಗೆ ಬರಬೇಕಂತ ಇನ್ವೈಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಐ ವಾಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಕ್ಯೂರಿಯಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸರ್ಪ್ರೈಸ್ಡ್. ಓ ಗಂಗಾವತಿ, ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಐ ನೋ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಐ ವರ್ಕ್ ವಿತ್ ದಿಸ್ ಟೀಮ್. ನಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟರ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಗಳ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಪರಿಚಯ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ಯಾವಾಗಂತ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ. ಸೊ ಆ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಟೀಮು ಮೇ ಬಿ ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಲ್ ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಟೀಮ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಕೊಪ್ಪಳ ಟೀಮ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾಳ ಪರಿಚಯ ಆದರು. ದೆನ್ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಲೈಕ್ ಮೈಂಡೆಡ್ ಏನಿದೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದೆಲ್ಲರದು ಒಂದು ಏನಾದರೂ ಜೀಲಿದೆ, ಅವ್ರು ಏನಾದರೂ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ತಡವರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅದು ಇವತ್ತು ನಮಗೆ ಪ್ರೂವ್ ಆಯಿತು. ಈ IMA ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ನ ಅವರು ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ, ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಹೋಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಈಗ ಇವತ್ತು ನಾನು ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಬಂದೇನೆ, ಬಟ್ 2 ಡೇಸಿಂದನೇ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತಿದೆ. ಪ್ಲಸ್ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರ ಮುಖ ನೋಡಿದಾಗೂ ನನಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು. ದ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನನಗೆ ಅನ್ನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ there are, I just heard many innovative things lecturers 2-3 ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದಿಸ್ ವಿಲ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಟು ದಿ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ವೆಲ್ ಆಸ್ ದ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್. ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲ ನಾಲೆಜ್ಗಳು ಏನು ಶೇರ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಹೊಸದು ಏನು ತಾವು ಚರ್ಚೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಂಚ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರಿ, ಅದು ನಮ್ಮ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗೆ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಇಡೀ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಗೂ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಭಾವಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವೆರಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಈ ಒಂದು 3 days ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮನ್ನು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಇನ್ ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ lecturers ಇತ್ತು, ದೆನ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ದೇ ಟುಕ್ ಯು ಟು ದಿ ಕೊಪ್ಪಳ ಹಿಸ್ಟಾರಿಕಲ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸಸ್. ತಮಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇವಾಗ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಿದೆ, ಕೊಪ್ಪಳ ಅಂದರೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕ ಡಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಭಾಳ ನಮ್ಮದು ರೆಗ್ಯುಲರ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೇವೆ ಕೊಪ್ಪಳ HACT ಅಂತ, ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ, ಹೆರಿಟೇಜ್, ಆರ್ಟ್, ಟೂರಿಸಮ್. ಕೊಪ್ಪಳದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ತಾವು ತಮಗೆ ಟೇಸ್ಟನ್ನು ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಟೀಮ್, ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಟೀಮ್ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಟ್ಟಿದೆ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಭಾವಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್, ಐ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಟೆಲ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟು IMA ಟೀಮ್ ಆಯಿತು ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಆರ್ ಕೋಆರ್ಡಿನೇಷನ್ ಆರ್ ಕೋಆಪರೇಷನ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ನೀಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಿ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿನಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್, ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಇರ್ತೇವೆ. ತಮ್ಮ ಉದ್ದೇಶನ ನಾವು ಈಡೇರಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಸಹ ತಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆ ಕೈ ಜೋಡಿಸ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಾನು ಬಯಸ್ತೇನೆ. ದೆನ್ ಫೈನಲಿ ದಿಸ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟು IMAದು ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ 92nd ಎಡಿಷನ್ ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗಗೆ ಹೋಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ಪಟ್ಟೆ. ಸೊ ವಿಶ್ ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಶಿವಮೊಗ್ಗ ಟೀಮ್. ಅವರು ಸಹ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಸ್ಮಾಲ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಇತ್ತು, ಅದನ್ನು ಸಹ ತಾವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ನಡೆಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಐ ರಿಕ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಆನ್ ಕಮಿಂಗ್ ಟು ಕೊಪ್ಪಳ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್, ಫಾರ್ ವಿಸಿಟ್, ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಯು ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ಟಚ್ ವಿತ್ ಕೊಪ್ಪಳ ಟೀಮ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಕೊಪ್ಪಳ ಟೀಮ್ ಭಾಳ, ಅಫ್ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಓಲ್ಡ್ ಏಜ್ ಪೀಪಲ್, ಬಟ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ವೆರಿ ಯಂಗ್, ಲೈಕ್ ಮೈಂಡೆಡ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆಲ್ಲರದು ತಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ದು IMA ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ದು ಸಪೋರ್ಟ್ ಇರಲಿ. ಸೊ ವಿಶ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ದಿ ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ಕರೆಸಿ ಆಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂತ ತಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಾನು ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಸಲ್ಲಿಸಿ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
Thank you so much, sir, for such kind words and enthusiasm. We do know there is time crunch as of now, but still we would like to hear a few encouraging words from our KMC observer, Dr. Pawan Kumar Patil, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Respected President Dr. Veerbhadraya sir, immediate past President Dr. Chinwala sir, President-elect Dr. Harish sir, and all the office bearers of IMA Gangavathi. I've been associated with this conference the moment the Gangavathi team took the initiative of hosting the conference. They have been constantly in touch. Usually the conference preparation, because we have also hosted back in Gadag, usually conference preparation starts within 3 months or 4 months, max 5 months. Usually people they gear up. But Team Gangavathi started just 1 month after they took initiative of hosting this conference. That shows their enthusiasm. And believe me, today afternoon I made Dr. Amar, he was sitting in the audience. I told him, this is the first conference that post-lunch session, the hall was full. The main hall was full. So I told him, go and capture this moment through photographs so that it becomes a memory. And probably as a KMC observer also, I was supposed to go after my morning session. But one after the other, the today's sessions kept us next session aadmel hogana anta. So that was the way, and beat everything. The main president of the branch, Dr. Raju sir, the first day morning, we were just walking here in the venue. 6 o'clock he was there ready with his suit. So that is the dedication we see in smaller branches. Sorry to say small branch, it's a medium branch now.
So the only thing what makes these conferences conducted in again today's morning talk, that is tier 3 city, is the close knit network and family type of nature or the culture what we see in these branches. And for every minute things, each and every person takes care, whether it is the guest hospitality, whether taking care of the minute things. I was surprised in the business hour meeting hall. I was thinking this is a small hall, why they have kept 2 LED screens? But after sitting there for 1 hour, I could make out people sitting on right side could not see the screen on left side, and people sitting on left side, they could not see the screen on right side. So that is the minutest thing what they have taken care, and everything has been taken care so well. The first day when it rained heavily, I could see a very sad look on every organizing team here. Hey, flop show aito, flop show aito. We kept on saying, "Yenagangla." But God is with them. Yesterday it didn't rain. They wanted badly to host the night gala dinner in the lawn area. God was there with them. No rains. And exactly at the time when they wanted to say we'll close, it rained. So it was a signal that this conference is success from even the eternal forces. So thank you all, Gangavati team. It was really, we didn't know how we spent 3 days. Thank you very much. We would like to visit again very often. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Next, we have our National Vice President, Dr. G.B. Bidinal, sir, to also share their thoughts.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭ ಸಂಜೆಯ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಸೀನರಾದಂಥ ಭಾರತೀಯ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯ ಶಾಖೆ ಭಾರತೀಯ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಸಂಘದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದಂಥ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ವೀರಭದ್ರಯ್ಯನವರೇ ಮತ್ತು ನಿಕಟಪೂರ್ವ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದಂಥ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಚಿನ್ವಾಲ್ರವರೇ ಹಾಗೂ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಎಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆದಂಥ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಹರೀಶ್ ಜಲಂತ್ ಅವರೇ ಹಾಗೂ ASN ರಾಜೀವ್ ಅವರೇ, ಮಲ್ಲನಗೌಡವರೇ ಹಾಗೂ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಅಮರೇಶ್ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅವರೇ ಹಾಗೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲಿರುವಂಥ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾದ ಅಡಿಷನಲ್ DC ಆದಂಥ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮೇಶ್ವರವರೇ ಹಾಗೂ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಮತ್ತು ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತಲಿನ ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ವೈದ್ಯ ಬಾಂಧವರೇ, ನಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎದಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎ ವರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಟು ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್. ಇವತ್ತು ಐ ಆಮ್ ಎ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ಗೆ ಇದ್ರಾಗ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಾಗ ಯಲಹಂಕ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಚಿತ್ರದುರ್ಗ ಬ್ರಾಂಚು ಮತ್ತು ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಬ್ರಾಂಚು ಅಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಈ ಗಂಗಾವತಿಗೆ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ಕೊಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಒತ್ತಾಯ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ಗೆ ನಾನೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ಅದನ್ನು ನನ್ನ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಮೀರಿ ಅವರು ಯಶಸ್ಸು ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಆ ವರ್ಣಗೆ ಆ ಒಂದು ಶಬ್ದಗಳು ಸಹಿತ ನನಗೆ ಅವನ್ನ ವರ್ಣಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಶಬ್ದಗಳು ಸಹಿತ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಮರೇಶ್ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅವರು ಅಪ್ಪಾರು ಸಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ರು, ಅವರು ಸಹಿತ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಂತು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದರಲ್ಲಿ ಇವನ್ ಫುಡ್ ವಾಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಲೆಂಟ್, ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ವಾಸ್ ಎಕ್ಸಲೆಂಟ್, ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇವರ ಮಾಡಿದ ಹನುಮನ ನಾಡಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಈ ಹನುಮನ ನಾಡಿನ ಮಾಡಿದ ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸು ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರೇ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೋಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟಾರ. ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಬಿಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಲೆಸ್ ದೆನ್ ಎ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನನಗೆ. ಇವನ್ ರೂಮ್ಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಸಹಿತ ಆ ರೀತಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನಸಂಖ್ಯೆ ಇತ್ತು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಂದಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ್ಸೋರು, 1100 ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟ್ರೇಷನ್, ರಿಯಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅಪ್ರಿಸಿಯೇಬಲ್. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಇವರು ಮಾಡಿದ ಕಠಿಣ ಕೆಲಸಕ್ಕೆ ಆ ಮಳೆ ವರ್ಣದೇವ ಸಹಿತ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಣ್ ತೆರೆದ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ವರ್ಣದೇವ ನಿನ್ನೆ ದಿವಸ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಔಟ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಹೊತ್ನಾಗ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಎಂಜಾಯ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು. ನಾವು ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಪ್ರೆಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಕೂಡೇ ಕೂತಿದ್ವಿ. ಮಳೆ ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಳೆ ಇತ್ತು ಈಗಿಲ್ಲ ನೋಡು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿದ ಹಾರ್ಡ್ ವರ್ಕ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾನಂದ್ರೆ ಡೇ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೈಟ್ ದೇ ವರ್ಕ್. ಅವತ್ತು ನಾ ಯಾವಾಗ ಹೇಳಿದ್ವಿ, ಮರುದಿವ್ಸನ ಆ ಯಲಹಂಕ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಮುಗಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಮರುದಿವ್ಸನ ಅವರು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಚಾಲು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ದಿವಸ ಐ ಆಮ್ ದ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪರ್ಸನ್ ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ, ನನಗೆ 2024 ರಾಜ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ ಪ್ರಶಸ್ತಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಕರೆಸಿ ಒಂದು 2-3 ದಿವಸದಾಗ ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಕರೆಸಿ ನನಗೆ ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಿನವರು. ಚಿನ್ನಾಳವರು ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಏಯ್ ಬಿಡ್ನಾಳ್, ಯು ಕಮ್ ಟು ಗಂಗಾವತಿ, ವಿಲ್ ಫೆಲಿಸಿಟೇಟ್ ಯು ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಯು ಟೇಕನ್ ದ ರಾಜ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ ಅವಾರ್ಡ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದರು. ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ನನಗೆ ಗಂಗಾವತಿನ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಬ್ರಾಂಚ್ ನನಗೆ ರಾಜ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ ಸಿಕ್ಕುಳೆ ನನಗೆ ಸನ್ಮಾನ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ, ವೈದ್ಯರ ನಿರೀಕ್ಷೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾಗದಿಂದ, ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಮೂಲೆ ಮೂಲೆಗಳಿಂದ ಬಂದಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೈದ್ಯರು ಭಾಳ ಸಂತೃಪ್ತಿಯಿಂದ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಕಡಿಮೆನ. ಆದರೆ ವೇಳೆ ಅಭಾವದಿಂದ ಚಿನ್ವಾಲರು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಏಯ್ ನೀನು ಓನ್ಲಿ 2-3 ನಿಮಿಷ ಅಷ್ಟ ಮುಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಯಾರ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಅದೇ 2-3 ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಈ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ನಾನು ಇವನ್ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಲಂಚ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ನಿದ್ದೆ ಮಾಡ್ದಾನೆ ಹೋಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಅನುರಾಧ ಪರಮೇಶ್ವರ್ದು ಒಂದು HPV ವ್ಯಾಕ್ಸಿನೇಷನ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನಾಗರಾಜ್ ಸ್ನೇಕ್ ಪೆಟ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರಿ, ರಿಯಲಿ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್, ಎಂಥ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅದು. ನಿಜವಾಗಿ ಹ್ಯಾಟ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ಟು ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್. ಹಿಪ್ ಹಿಪ್ ಹುರೇ, ಹಿಪ್ ಹಿಪ್ ಹುರೇ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, IMA ಚಿರಾಯವಾಗಲಿ.
Thank you, sir, for such an energetic address. Now we have our outgoing president, Dr. Chiniwala sir, to also speak a few words and grace this occasion.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಆಗಲೇ ತಮ್ಮ ತಮ್ಮ ಊರಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಕನ್ನುವ ಅವಸರದಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಜಲ್ದ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಇವರು. ಆದರೆ ಒಬ್ಬರ ಮೇಲೆ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡ್ಕತ್ತಿದ್ದಾರಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇಸರಗೊಳ್ಳಬೇಡಿ. ಆದರೆ ವೇದಿಕೆಯ ಮೇಲಿರುವ ಮಾನ್ಯ ಗೌರವಾನ್ವಿತ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಾದಂತಹ ಶ್ರೀ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮೇಶ್ವರ ಎಡಿಷನಲ್ ಡಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿಕ್ಟ್ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಅವರೇ, ನನ್ನ ಸಹ ವೈದ್ಯ ಸಹೋದರರೇ, ಸಹೋದರಿಯರೇ, IMA ಮೆಡಿಕಾನ್ 91 ಈ ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನದ ಸಮಾರೋಪ ಕ್ಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡಲು ಬಹಳ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಮೊನ್ನೆಯ ಈ 3 ದಿನಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಕುಟುಂಬದ ಜ್ಞಾನೋತ್ಸವವಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಹೊಸ ಆವಿಷ್ಕಾರಗಳು, ಸಂಶೋಧನೆಗಳು, ಚಿಂತನೆಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಚರ್ಚೆಗಳು ನಡೆದ ಈ ವೇದಿಕೆ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದ ಪ್ರಗತಿಗೆ ಹೊಸ ಉತ್ಸಾಹ ತುಂಬಿದೆ. ಈ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನವು ವೈಜ್ಞಾನಿಕ ಚಿಂತನೆಯ ಮೂಲಕ ಮಾನವ ಸೇವೆ ಎಂಬ ನಮ್ಮ ಧ್ಯೇಯ ವಾಕ್ಯದ ನಿಜರೂಪದ ಪ್ರತಿರೂಪವಾಗಿದೆ. ಗಂಗಾವತಿಯ ಈ ಪವಿತ್ರ ನಾಡು ವೈದ್ಯರ ಶ್ರದ್ಧೆ, ಆತಿಥ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ಸೌಹಾರ್ದತೆಯಿಂದ ಈ ಮೆಡಿಕಾನ್ ಅನ್ನು ನೆನಪಿನಲ್ಲಿಡುವಂತಾಗಿದೆ. ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಶಾಖೆಯ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸದಸ್ಯರ ಶ್ರಮ, ಸಂಯೋಜನೆ ಮತ್ತು ಸೇವಾ ಭಾವನೆಗೆ ನಾನು ಹೃದಯಪೂರ್ವಕ ಅಭಿನಂದನೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ಗಳು, ಅತಿಥಿಗಳು, ಪ್ರತಿನಿಧಿಗಳು ಹಾಗೂ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ ಪ್ರತಿ ಸದಸ್ಯರು ಈ ಮೆಡಿಕಾನ್ 91 ಅರ್ಥಪೂರ್ಣವಾಗಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಂತಹ ಸಮ್ಮೇಳನಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ವೃತ್ತಿ ಜೀವನಕ್ಕೆ ಹೊಸ ಶಕ್ತಿ ನೀಡುತ್ತವೆ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೇವಲ ವೈದ್ಯರಲ್ಲ, ಸಮಾಜದ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶಕರು ಆಗಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಇಂದು ನಾವು ಈ ವಿದಾಯ ಹೇಳುತ್ತೇವೆ, ಆದರೆ ಇದು ಅಂತ್ಯವಲ್ಲ, ಮುಂದಿನ ಪ್ರಯಾಣದ ಪ್ರೇರಣೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಪರವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಅರ್ಪಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ಆಯೋಜನಾ ಸಮಿತಿ, ಸಂಘಟನಾ ಸಮಿತಿಗೆ, ಗಂಗಾವತಿ IMA ಶಾಖೆಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಹೋದ್ಯೋಗಿಗಳಿಗೆ. ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸದ ಸ್ಥಳಕ್ಕೆ ಹಿಂದಿರುಗುವಾಗ ಈ ಮೆಡಿಕಾನ್ನಿಂದ ಪಡೆದ ಜ್ಞಾನ, ಉತ್ಸಾಹ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರೇರಣೆಯನ್ನು ರೋಗಿಗಳ ಸೇವೆಗೆ, ಮಾನವೀಯತೆಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಪ್ರಗತಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಪಿಸೋಣ. ನಮ್ಮ ಮುಂದಿನ ಭೇಟಿಯಾಗುವವರೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ IMA ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ನಿಮಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಹಾರೈಕೆಗಳು ಆರೋಗ್ಯ, ಶ್ರೇಯಸ್ಸು ಮತ್ತು ಸರ್ವಾಂಗೀಣ ಯಶಸ್ಸು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಿಗಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಹಾರೈಸಿ ನಾನು ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, as we reach to the true valedictorian moment, as we welcome Dr. Amrish Patil, sir, the organizing secretary, to thank everybody who has given a huge contribution in organizing this event. It's an honor that we get to felicitate the members who have contributed immensely in bringing this entire event to perfection. Without them, I do not think that entire 3 days would have been a grand success.
First, I request our chief guest of today's function, Sri Siddharamesh sir, to kindly come and accept our doctor of appreciation. Sir, first, ಸಿಂಪ್ಲಿಸಿಟಿಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೆಸರೇ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮೇಶ್ವರ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ. ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮೇಶ್ ಸರ್ ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ನನ್ನ ಯಾಕೆ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅತಿಥಿಯಾಗಿ ಕರೆಸೋ ನಂಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. ಆದರೆ 2020ರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಮಾರಕ ಕಾಯಿಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆನ ಅಥವಾ ಇಡೀ ದೇಶ ಅಥವಾ ಇಡೀ ಜಗತ್ತಿನ ಬಂದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೊಪ್ಪಳದ ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಕಮಿಷನರ್ ಆಗಿ ವರ್ಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದಂಥ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮೇಶ್ವರ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಪೂರ್ತಿ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆನ ತಿರುಗಾಡಿ ಎಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲಿ ಆಕ್ಷನ್ಗಳನ್ನ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಆಕ್ಷನ್ ಟ್ಯಾಂಕರ್ಗಳನ್ನ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ತೊಗೊಂಡು ಬಂದು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಕಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಸಪ್ಲೈ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಪಾತ್ರ ವಹಿಸಿದಂಥವ್ರು ಶ್ರೀ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮೇಶ್ವರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಅದು ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಹಾಸ್ಪಿಟಲ್ಗಳು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆದಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಗವಿ ಮಠದ ಅಜ್ಜರನ್ನ ಮನವೊಲಿಸಿ ಕೊಪ್ಪಳ ಆಯುರ್ವೇದಿಕ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ನ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆ ಕನ್ವರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದ ಪಾತ್ರ ವಹಿಸಿದಂಥ ಸಿದ್ದರಾಮೇಶ್ವರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಚಿರಋಣಿಯಾಗಿ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಆ ಬಿಗ್ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ಗೆಸ್. ನಿನ್ನೆ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದ ಅಡಿಗೆನ ತಿಂದ ಅತಿಥಿ ಸಂತೃಪ್ತನಾದ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಿದವನಿಗೆ ಖುಷಿ ಕೊಡುತ್ತು. ಒಬ್ಬ ಮಾಡಿದ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಸಿದಂಥ ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಾಫ್ನ ಅಪ್ರಿಷಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಫೋಟೋನ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅಪ್ರಿಷಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆ ಕಲಾವಿದನಿಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಈ ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದೆರಡು ನುಡಿಯ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಸಾರ್ಥಕ ಭಾವನೆ ಮೂಡಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ನೀವು ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದ ಮೂಲೆಗಳಿಂದ ಬಂದಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೈದ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಹೃದಯಪೂರ್ವಕವಾದ ವಂದನೆ ತಿಳಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಇದು ವೈದ್ಯರುಗಳದಾಯ್ತು. ಆದರೆ ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಾಮರ್ಥ್ಯವನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಯರೂಪ ತರೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೀ ವೈದ್ಯರಲ್ಲದೆ ವೈದ್ಯರೇತರ ಸಮೂಹ ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರತ ಆಗಿತ್ತು. ಈ ಸಮೂಹನ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಬಹಳ ಪರಿಶ್ರಮ ಪಟ್ಟವರು, ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾರ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟವರು ಶ್ರೀ ಕನ್ನಾಳ್ ಪಂಪಾಪತಿ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅರವಿಂದ್ ಪಂಪಾಪತಿ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸಲು ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಸರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಬಹಳ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಲೈನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಆಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಡಿಮ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಕನ್ನಾಳ್ ಪಂಪಾಪತಿ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರೋಕೆ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಶ್ರೀ ಕನ್ನಾಳ್ ಪಂಪಾಪತಿ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅವರು ನಾವು ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ತೊಗೊಂಬಂದಾಗ ಮಲ್ಲನಗೌಡ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಚಿಂತೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರಾಗ ಅಮರ್ ಗಾರ್ಡನ್ ಮಾಡಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರು. ಅವ್ರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರು ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಮುಂಜಾನೆ 2 ಸಲ ಬಂದು ವಾಕಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಮಾಡು ಇದು ಮಾಡು ಅಂತ ಕಲೆ ಬಿದ್ದವರು ಶ್ರೀ ಕನ್ನಾಳ್ ಪಂಪಾಪತಿ ಪಾಟೀಲ್. ಸಾರ್ಥಕ ಭಾವನೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲ ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾತಾಡಲು ಕಾರಣ ಶ್ರೀ ಕೆ ಪಂಪಾಪತಿ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅಂತ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದೆ ಮಾತಾಡೋಕೆ ಕಾರಣ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರೇ. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ಈ ಜನ್ಮ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಈ ಭೂಮಿ ಕರೆತಂದು ಈ ವಿದ್ಯಾ ಕಲಿಸಿ ಕಾರಣ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು. ಸೊ ಹೆಮ್ಮೆ ಭಾವನೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು. ತಂದೆಗೆ ತಕ್ಕ ಮಗನಾಗಿ ಇವರೊಡನೆ ಹೆಗಲಿಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದವರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಶ್ರೀ ಅರವಿಂದ್ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಸೌಮ್ಯ ಅರವಿಂದ್ ಪಾಟೀಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಅವ್ರುಗಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಆದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರು ಪಟ್ಟಂತ ಪರಿಶ್ರಮ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಈ ಆಂಗಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ಕೊಳತ್ತಂತ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ನನ್ನ ತಮ್ಮ ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಒಂದು ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಭಾರತೀಯ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಶಾಖೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಕುಟುಂಬ ಸದಸ್ಯರು ಕೂಡ ಪರಿಶ್ರಮ ನೀಡಿದ ಕಾರಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಇದು ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ದು ನಿಮ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ವರೆಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇಗಳನ್ನ ರೆಡಿ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಶ್ರೀ ರವಿ ಹೆಗಡೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅವರ ತಂದೆಯವರ ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ವಿಜಯ್ ಹೆಗಡೆ ಅವರ ಪಾತ್ರ ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಒಬ್ಬ ತಂದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಒಬ್ಬ ಮಗ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಆದಿ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಅಂತ ತೋರ್ಸೋಕೆ ನಾನು ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ತಂದೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಒಂದು ಉದಾಹರಣೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ರವಿ ಹೆಗಡೆ ಮತ್ತು ವಿಜಯ್ ಹೆಗಡೆ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಉದಾಹರಣೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ತಟ್ಟುವ ಮೂಲಕ. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ಹಾದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿಯರು ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಹಾದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದ್ರೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಹೇಗೆ ಯಶಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಸಾಧಿಸೋದಕ್ಕೆ ದಾರಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟವರು ಶ್ರೀ ವಿಜಯ್ ಹೆಗಡೆ ಮತ್ತು ರವಿ ಹೆಗಡೆ ಅವರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಹೇಗೆ ಕಣ್ಣಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಕಿವಿಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಔತಣ ಕೊಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಹೆಗಡೆಯವ್ರ ಪಾತ್ರ ವಹಿಸಿದರೋ ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಆಲಿಸಿ ಆಸ್ವಾದಿಸಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಾಧ್ಯ. 3 ದಿನಗಳ ಕಾಲ ನಮಗೆ ವಿವಿಧ ರೀತಿಯಾದ ಭೋಜನಗಳನ್ನ ತಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟು ಇದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಚಿಂತೆ ಬೇಡ್ರಿ, ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದ ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಉತ್ತರ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಶೈಲಿ ಆಯ್ತು, ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಕನ್ನಡ ಶೈಲಿ ಆಯ್ತು, ಉತ್ತರ ಭಾರತ ಶೈಲಿ ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮಾಡಿಸೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೈರು ಕೇಟರರ್ಸ್ ಹುಬ್ಬಳ್ಳಿ ಅವರ ಪಾತ್ರ ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ. ಬೈರು ಕೇಟರರ್ಸ್ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಮಾಮಾಜಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜೀವರಾಜ್ ಮಾಮಾಜಿ ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ. ಮಾಮಾಜಿ ಬೇಕು ನಾಷ್ಟ ಇತ್ತ ಬಜೆ ರೆಡಿ ಹೋನ ರೆಡಿ ಸಾಬ್ ಕಿತ್ನೆ ಬಜೆ ರೆಡಿ ಸಾಬ್. ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಇವತ್ತೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನಿಮ್ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ತಟ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರು ಒಟ್ಟು ಹಾಕಿದಂತ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಂದ್ರೆ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಒಂದೊಂದ್ಸಲ ಬ್ಯಾಸರ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಡಿಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಆದ್ರೆ 3 ದಿನಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಈಗ ನನಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು ಇವತ್ತಿನ 3 ದಿವಸ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಈಗ 30 ದಿವಸ ಎಕ್ಸರ್ಸೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದಪ್ಪ ಅಂತ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು. 1 ವಾರ ಗಟ್ಟಲೆ ಉಪವಾಸ ಇರ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಆಶಾ ಬೆಂಕಪ್ಪ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೇಡಮ್ ಬಂದ ನಂತರ ನೀವು ಏನ್ ತಿಂತಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಬೈದು ಇದು ಹೋದ್ರು. ಸೊ a big round of applause to this wonderful caterers who have been instrumental in getting this conference as successful. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಂತ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ತಿನ್ವಾಲ ಸರ್ ಜಾನ್ ಫೋನ್ ಮಾಡಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರು. ಅಂಕಲ್ ಬೇಡ ರೀ, ಅವರು ಬೇಡ, ನಾ ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ಬೇಡ, ಹೊಸದಾಗಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಾನು ಅಂತಂದಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲ, IMA ಅಂದ್ರೆ IMA ನರ ನಾಡಿ ತಿಳಿದವರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜಾನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅವನ ತಂಡ ಮಾರ್ಟಿನ್ ಕುದ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಮಾರ್ಟಿನ್ ತಂಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಜಾನ್ ನಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಮೊದಲನೇ ದಿನದಿಂದ ಕೊನೆ ದಿನವರೆಗೂ IMA ನರನಾಡಿಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿದಂತ ಜಾನ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಸರ್ ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬೆನ್ಸ್ನವ್ರು ಹಿಂಗ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಬರ್ಬೋದು, ಏನಾಗ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋಣ್ರಿ ಸರ್, ಆಗುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಮಾಡೋಣ ಸರ್, ಏನಿಲ್ರಿ ಸರ್, ಇಷ್ಟೇ ರೀ ಸರ್. ಈಗ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು ಒಬ್ಬ ರೋಗಿಗೆ ಆರಾಮಾಗ್ತಿ ಹೋಗಪ್ಪ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಹೇಳಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಆರಾಮಾಗ್ತಾರಂತೆ. ಹಂಗೆ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ ಸರ್ ಅಂತ ಧೈರ್ಯ ತುಂಬಿದಂತ ಜಾನ್ ಕೀ ಸ್ಟೋನ್ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಜಾನ್ ಮಾರ್ಟಿನ್ ಹಾಗೂ ಅವ್ರ ತಂಡರಿಗೆ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ತೊಟ್ಟುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ತಿಳಿಸಲು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀವಿ. 4 ದಿವಸ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇಂಪಾದ ನಮ್ಮ ಶಬ್ದ ಕೇಳಿಸಿದ. ನಿಂದೇನಪ್ಪ ಈ ಕರ್ಕಶ ಶಬ್ದ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಬೈಕೊಂತ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. 4 ದಿವಸ ಇಂಪಾದ ಕಂಠಗಳಿಂದ, ಇಂಪಾದ ಧ್ವನಿಗಳಿಂದ ಮೂಲಕ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ನಿರೂಪಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದಂಥ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಕೃಪಾ ಮತ್ತು ಅವರ ತಂಡದ ಸದಸ್ಯರಿಂದ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಯ, ಧನುಷ್ ಮತ್ತು ಶ್ರೀನಿಧಿ, ಇವರಿಗೆ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ತಟ್ಟುವ ಮೂಲಕ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಅರ್ಪಿಸಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಬನ್ನಿ. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇವ್ಗಳಿಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಇವ್ರುಗಳ ಮುಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಹೋಗಿ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ವೈದ್ಯರಾಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮಾಜಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡುಗೆ ನೀಡೋರು. ಸೊ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ತಿಳಿಸಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಒಬ್ಬ ವೈದ್ಯರಾಗುವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗುಣಗಳು ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನಿನ್ನೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ಶೆಡ್ಯೂಲ್ ಫಾಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ದಾಗ ಟೈಮ್ ಶಾರ್ಟೇಜ್ ಇದ್ದಾಗ ಆಯ್ತು ಸರ್ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತು ಊಟ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನ ಊಟ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕೂಡ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಸೊ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ತಟ್ಟುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ತಿಳಿಸಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಏನಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕ್ಷಣಿಕ ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಈ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, 3 ದಿವಸ ಮಜಾ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಸೈಂಟಿಫಿಕ್ ಸೆಷನ್ ಇಟ್ವಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈ ನೆನಪುಗಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಮರ, ಮಧುರ, ಸವಿ ವಿಸ್ತಾರ. ಈ ನೆನಪುಗಳನ್ನ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ನೆನಪಿಸಿ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಆ ಸೃಷ್ಟಿ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಕಾರ್ಯರೂಪಕ್ಕೆ ತರೋರು ಯಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಾಫರ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಆ ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಾಫರಲ್ಲಿ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಮಂಜು ಧನಂಜಯ್ ಅವರಂತರೂ ಅಬ್ಬಾ ಪುಣ್ಯಾತ್ಮ ಏನ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ ಇದೆ ಅಣ್ಣ. ಆ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ತಟ್ಟುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಮಂಜು ಧನಂಜಯ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಅಚ್ಚಿ ಬಾಬು ಮತ್ತು ವೆಂಕಿ ಅಚ್ಚಿ ಬಾಬು ಅವರಿಗೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ತಾವು ಕೂಡ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರೋಕೆ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಅಚ್ಚ ಬಾಬು ಮತ್ತು ವೆಂಕಿ ಅಚ್ಚಿ ಬಾಬು ಅವರು ಮತ್ತೊಂದು ತಂದೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ತಂಡ ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಒಬ್ಬ ತಂದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಮಗ ಸೇರಿದ್ರೆ ಹೇಗೆ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕಾರ್ಯರೂಪಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಚ್ಚಿ ಬಾಬು ಮತ್ತು ವೆಂಕಟ್ ವೆಂಕಿ ಮತ್ತು ಅಚ್ಚಿ ಬಾಬುಗವರು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗ ಎಲ್ಲಾರು ಎಷ್ಟೊಂದ್ ಜನ ಫೋಟೋಸ್ ತಗೊಂಡಾಗ ನನ್ನ ಮೊಬೈಲಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಮೊಬೈಲಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀರೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲೋ, ಆದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫೋಟೋಗಳು ಮಾತ್ರ ನೀವು ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಒಂದು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದೀವಿ ತಾನೆ. ಆ ಟ್ಯಾಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಿಂದ್ಗಡೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಟರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಅಲ್ಲೊಂದು QR ಕೋಡ್ ಇದೆ. ಆ QR ಕೋಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಸ್ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇದು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇವು 3 ಅದ್ಭುತ ಫೋಟೋಗ್ರಾಫರ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಸಿದಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಫೋಟೋಸ್ಗಳನ್ನ ನೀವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೆಲೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಡೌನ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬಹುದು. ಅಷ್ಟು ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಮುಂದೋಗಿದೆ. ಸೊ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಈ ಫೆಸಿಲಿಟಿನ ಉಪಯೋಗ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಹೆಣ್ಮಕ್ಳು ಒಳ್ಳೊಳ್ಳೆ ಸೀರೆ ಉಟ್ಕೊಂಡ್ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೀರಿ. ಸೊ ತಾವುಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಸೀರೆ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಖಂಡಿತೋ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೂ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಸೊ ಒಬ್ಬ ಅತಿಥಿ ದೇವೋ ಭವ ಅಂತ ನಡೆದಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ತಂಡದ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಗೆ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ವೈದ್ಯರಷ್ಟಲ್ಲದೆ ಅರೆ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಹೇಗೆ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಈ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ನ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಯೋಜನೆ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ವೈದ್ಯರೊಂದಿಗೆ ಸಹಾಯ ಜೋಡಿದವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಸ್ಕೂಲ್ ಆಫ್ ನರ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಟೀಮ್. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ತಡೋಗ ಅವರ ಪ್ರಾಂಶುಪಾಲರಾದ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಶ್ರೀ ಬಸವರಾಜ್ ಮೇಟಿ ಅವರು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದು ಬಿಗ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಪ್ಲಾಸ್ ಟು ದಿಸ್ ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಟೀಮ್. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ನರ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಟೀಮು ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆ 7:15 ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ 7:00 ಬಂದ್ರು. ಅದರ ಮಾರ್ಗದರ್ಶನ ಸೋಮರಾಜು ಸರ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಶಿಸ್ತಿನ ಸಿಪಾಯಿಯೋ ಹಾಗೆ ಆ ತಂಡ ಕೂಡ ಶಿಸ್ತಿನ ಸಿಪಾಯಿ ಹಂಗೆ 3 ದಿನಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಂದೆ ಕುಂತಿರೋ ವೈದ್ಯರು ಕೂಡ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ತಟ್ಟುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಈ ನಮ್ಮ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸೋಣ. ಸೊ ಬಸವರಾಜ್ ಮೇಟಿ ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ನರ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೂಡ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಪಾಲ್ಗೊಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಮೊನ್ನೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ 12:30 ತನಕ ಒಳಗಡೆ ಊಟ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ. ಮಳೆ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಒದ್ದೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು, ಗಲೀಜಾಗ್ತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಆದರೆ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದು ಗಲೀಜು ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಚಕ ಅಂತ ಹೊಳಿತಾ ಇತ್ತು. ಇದಂತೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಮನಿಸಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂತೀನಿ. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಚಕ ಉಳಿಯಲು ಕಾರಣ ಯಾರಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ MDS ಡೆಕೋರೇಟರ್ಸ್ ಆದ ಯಾಸೀನ್ ಮತ್ತು ಅವ್ರ ತಂಡ. ಸೊ ಯಾಸೀನ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ತಟ್ಟುವ ಮೂಲಕ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೃತಜ್ಞತೆ ಭಾವವನ್ನು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಬೇಕು ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಯಾಕೆ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾಳೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಬಿಲ್ಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಅದ್ರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಇಷ್ಟೊಂದು ಸಾಲು ಶರ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ. ಅವ್ವ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅತಿಥಿಗಳಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಿಷ್ಕಿಂದ ಪರಿಸರವನ್ನ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ತೋರಿಸಿ ಆಸ್ವಾದಿಸಿ ನವವೃಂದಾವನ ಪರಿಸರ, ಹಿರೇಬೆಣಕಲ್ ಪರಿಸರ, ಅಂಜನಾದ್ರಿ ಬೆಟ್ಟ ತೋರಿಸೋದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಿಷ್ಕಿಂದ ಯುವ ಚಾರಣ ಬಳಗ ಬಹಳ ಮಾತ್ರ ಪಾತ್ರ ವಹಿಸಿದೆ. ಕಿಷ್ಕಿಂದ ಯುವ ಚಾರಣ ಬಳಗ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಅದರ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಾದ ಪಂಪಣ್ಣ ಮತ್ತು ಶ್ರೀಧರ್ ಅವರು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬರೋಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಈ ತಂಡ ಎಷ್ಟು ಚಂದ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ರು ಓದಂತ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ವೈದ್ಯರು ಕೂಡ ಏನ್ ಚಂದ ಐತ್ರಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಊರು ಅಂತಂತಾರೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಊರಿನ ಪರಿಸರ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಸುಂದರ ನಾಡುಗಳು ನಮ್ಮ ಊರಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಈ ಕಿಷ್ಕಿಂದ ನಾಡನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸಿಕೊಡಲಿ ಈ ಕಿಷ್ಕಿಂದ ಯುವ ಚಾರಣ ಬಳಗ ಬಹಳ ಮಾತ್ರ ಪಾತ್ರ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದೆರಡು ಮಾತುಗಳು ಹೇಳಕ್ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಈ ಕಿಷ್ಕಿಂದ ಯುವ ಚಾರಣ ಬಳಗ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಯುವಕರ ಬಳಗ 91 ಟ್ರೆಕ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಮುಗಿಸಿದೆ, 100ರ ಹೊಸ್ತಿಲಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ಬರೀ ಟ್ರೆಕ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮಜಾ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದ ಯುವ ಪೀಳಿಗೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇವ್ರು ಆಗಿ ಸಮಾಜಮುಖಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳನ್ನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಅಂಜನಾದ್ರಿ ಹತ್ರ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಬಾಟ್ಲ್ಗಳನ್ನ ಬಿಸಾಕ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಿದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲೆಲ್ಲ ಬಿಸಾಕ್ಬಾರ್ದು, ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಮೆಟಲ್ ಕೇಜ್ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕ್ಲೀನ್ನೆಸ್ ಡ್ರೈವ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸಮಾಜಮುಖಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರೋಂಥ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಮಾಡ್ತಂತ ಕಿಷ್ಕಿಂದ ಯುವ ಚಾರಣ ಬಳಗದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷ ಮುದ್ಗಲ್ ಪಂಪಣ್ಣ ಮತ್ತು ಶ್ರೀಧರ್ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ಹೇಳಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವಿಲ್ಲಷ್ಟೇ ಕುಂತು ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾತಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಗಷ್ಟೇ ಇದರ ಸ್ವಾದ ಅನುಭವ ತಿಳಿತಿತ್ತು. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸ್ವಾದ ಮತ್ತು ಅನುಭವನ ಗಂಗಾವತಿಗಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲದೆ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕಕ್ಕೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಇಡೀ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ತಲುಪಿಸುವಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಪತ್ರಿಕಾ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮಿತ್ರರು ಬಹಳ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಪಾತ್ರವನ್ನು ವಹಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಪತ್ರಿಕಾ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮಿತ್ರರು ಬಹಳ ಮಾತ್ರವಾದ ಪಾತ್ರ ವಹಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಪತ್ರಿಕಾ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮಿತ್ರರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಹಾಗೂ ನಿರಂತರ 3 ದಿವಸ ಕಾಲಗಳ ಕಾಲ ಇದನ್ನ ಲೈವ್ ಆಗಿ ವಿತರಣೆ ಮಾಡಿದ ಅವರ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ಮಿತ್ರರ ಪರವಾಗಿ ಶ್ರೀ CBS ಚಾನೆಲ್ನ ಮಾಲಕರು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿ, ಕನಸು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ನ ಅವರು ಕೂಡ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ವೇದಿಕೆ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಕೃತಜ್ಞ ಭಾವವನ್ನು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಬರಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪತ್ರಿಕಾ ಮಿತ್ರರು ನಾವು ಹೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ಒಂದ್ರೆ ಮಾಡಿದಂತ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಕನಸು ನ್ಯೂಸ್ನ ರಾಮಕೃಷ್ಣ ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ನೀವೆಲ್ಲ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಂತಿರ್ಬೋದು ಏನಪ್ಪ ಒಂದನೇ ಭಾಷೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಎಳಿತಾ ಇದಾರಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ಎಳಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಬರೋದ್ರದ್ದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಲೇಷನ್ ಪ್ರೋಗ್ರಾಮ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಹೊಸ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರು ರಾಹು ಕಾಲ, ಯಮಗಂಡ ಕಾಲ ಮತ್ತೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾಲಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಹಳ ಪ್ರಾಧಾನ್ಯ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ 6 ಗಂಟೆ ಆಗ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಹತ್ತಂಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಅದೇ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ನಾನು ಎಳಿಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಎಳಿತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಸೊ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕ್ಕ ಬೈತಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಲೇತಮ್ಮ ಅವಾಗಲೇ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಈಗ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಾತ್ರ ಮೈಕಾಸುರ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಕ್ಕ ಬೈತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಬೈಗಳು ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಕೊಡಬೇಡಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಸೊ ಇನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮುಗ್ದಿಲ್ಲ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ನಡಿಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಪವನ್ ಸರ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ರು, ನಾನಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ನನ್ನ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆ ನಡಿಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೋಟೋಕಾಲ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಈ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ತಾವಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಕೂಡ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ನಡ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರೋಟೋಕಾಲ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ IMA ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ವತಿಯಿಂದ ಹೇಗೆ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ನಡೆಸಬೇಕು, ಯಾರನ್ನ ಮೊದಲು ಕರಿಬೇಕು, ಯಾರನ್ನ ಯಾವಾಗ ಕರಿಬೇಕು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಹಾಲ್ಗಳಿರಬೇಕು, ಎಷ್ಟು ಗಂಟೆಗೆ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಿಗೆ ಮುಗಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಟ್ಟವರು ನಮ್ಮವರೇ ಆದಂತ ಶ್ರೀ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಧುಸೂದನ್ ಕಾರಿಕ್ನೂರ್ ಸರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳಿ ತಟ್ಟುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ತಿಳಿಸ್ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ.
ಆಡು ಭಾಷೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಮೆಡಿಕಾನ್ 2025 ನಾವು ತಗೊಂಡಾಗಿಂದ ಇದು ನಿಜವಾಗಲೂ ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಆಗಿದ್ದರೆ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಿಂತಿದ್ದರು ಯಾರಾದರೂ IMA KSP ಆಫೀಸರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಅವರು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಮಧುಸೂದನ್ ಕಾರಿಗ್ನವರು. ಮಿನಿಮಮ್ 4ರಿಂದ 5 ವಿಸಿಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ 1 ವರ್ಷದಲ್ಲಿ. ಈಗ ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಮೇಲೆ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋದ್ರು ಕೂಡ ವೆನ್ಯೂಗೆ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡಪ್ಪ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ಲಾನ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಅದು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಇದು ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ಗಿಂತ 2 days ಮುಂಚೆ ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೂರಿ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಂದು ಮೈನ್ಯೂಟ್ ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಗಿವನ್ ಇಟ್ ಅಸ್ ಹೌ ಟು ಬಿ ಫಾಲೋಡ್. Hats off to you, sir. We are indebted to you. IMA Gangavati will always have a special place in their heart for you. Thank you so much, sir.
ಆಡು ಮುಟ್ಟದ ಸೊಪ್ಪಿಲ್ಲ, ಸರ್ವಜ್ಞ ತಿಳಿಸದ ವಿಷಯವಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ IMA ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳಿದವರು ಮಧುಸೂದನ್ ಕಾರಿನವ್ರಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಯಾರು ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಸೊ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ತೊಟ್ಟುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಮತ್ತೊಮ್ಮೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ತಿಳಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್, ಇಷ್ಟೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮ ಯಶಸ್ವಿ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಭಾರತೀಯ ವೈದ್ಯಕೀಯ ಸಂಘದ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಸದಸ್ಯರ ಕುಟುಂಬಗಳು ಮತ್ತು ಅವರ ಸಿಬ್ಬಂದಿಗಳು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಬಟ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮೇಲ್ಗಡೆ ಕರೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿದಾರೆ ಒಂದು 4 ಜನ. ಚೇತನ್ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ವಿನಯ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳಾದಂಥ ವಿನಯ್, ಕ್ಲಾರಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ವಿನಯ್ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಚೇತನ್ ಮತ್ತು ವಿರೂಪಾಕ್ಷ, ಮಹೇಶ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನಿಂತ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗಿ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ, ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಸಿಸ್ಟೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಕೂಡ ಆ ಬಿಗ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಅಪ್ಲೋಸ್. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾಗರಾಜ್ HPR ಇಂದ ನಾಗರಾಜ, ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನು ತಿಳಿಸಕ್ಕೆ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ 12 ಗಂಟೆನ ಏನ್ ಬೇಕು ಸರ್, ಬರ್ತೀವಿ. AC ಆನ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, AC ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಆಫ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. AC ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗಿದೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಸೊ ಬೆಳಗ್ಗೆಯಿಂದ ನಮ್ಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಇವರೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಚಪ್ಪಾಳೆ ತಟ್ಟುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಒಂದು ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ನಡಿಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಕಾಣುವ ಮುಖಗಳು 1, 2 ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಆದ್ರೆ ಕಾಣದ ಕೈಗಳು 1000 ಇರ್ತವೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಯಾರು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ದೋ ಮಾಡಿದ ತಪ್ಪುಗಳಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ದಯವಿಟ್ಟು ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಒಳಗೆ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ನಮ್ಮ ಆತಿಥ್ಯವನ್ನು ಸ್ವೀಕರಿಸಿದ ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಸದಸ್ಯರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ತಿಳಿಸಲು ಇಷ್ಟಪಡ್ತೇನೆ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, ಜೈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ, ಜೈ IMA.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, I'd like to request Dr. Shankar Narayan, sir, to come up on the dais to deliver the vote of thanks.
Okay, good evening, everybody. It's my privilege and honor to propose vote of thanks on this, at the end of this wonderful 3-day scientific feast. I would like to thank Additional DC, Mr. Sidramesh Kopardil, for gracing this occasion. Thank you very much, sir, for being here on this occasion. And my sincere thanks to Dr. Chiniwala, sir, President Dr. Veerbhadraya, sir, President-elect Dr. Harish Delat-Bhattu, sir, National Vice President Dr. Bijinihar, sir, Dr. Pawan Patil, Abdaba from KMC, and the entire organizing team of IMA Gangavati for a wonderful job. ಇವರ ಡೆಡಿಕೇಶನ್ ಮೆಚ್ಚಿ ವರುಣದೇವರು ಕೂಡ 2 ದಿನ ರಜಾ ತಗೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟ ನಿನ್ನೆಯಿಂದ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಡೆಡಿಕೇಶನ್ that is the dedication that I have shown, and it richly deserves a standing ovation from the entire audience. To team IMA Gangavati, hip hip, hip hip, hip hip. Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of IMA KSP, I strongly recommend everybody to congratulate them personally level also, and on behalf of everybody. Thank you very much for a wonderful job. Thank you.
This will not be the final vote of thanks, as we are moving to the most important event, that is installation ceremony. And this will be started with, we request the dignitaries to stay back for the installation ceremony, as we are inviting the incoming office bearers of IMA Gangavati onto the stage. The incoming team, we have the President, Dr. Malana Gowda Police Patil, Secretary, Dr. Nagraj Lokre, Treasurer Dr. Arvind, Joint Secretary Dr. Banu Pratap. This will be the new phase for the new team that will be formed for this tenure of 2025 and 2026. As we have the office bearers of the new team, we would like our secretary, Dr. Nagaraj H. of IMA Gangavati, to give this annual report.
ಗುಡ್ ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ. ಸ್ಟೇಜಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿರಿಯ ವೈದ್ಯಾಧಿಕಾರಿಗಳೇ ಹಾಗೂ ಮತ್ತು ಸ್ಟೇಜಿನ ಮುಂದೆ ಇರತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹಿರಿಯ IM ಮೆಂಬರ್ಸ್ಗಳೇ ಹಾಗೂ ಮತ್ತು ನನ್ನ ಕಲೀಗ್ಸ್ಗಳೇ, ಇಟ್ ಗಿವ್ಸ್ ಮೀ a great pleasure to present the annual report of the IMA Gangavati for the year 2024 and 25. This year has been marked by active participation, professional growth, and dedicated service to the community under the able leadership of our President Dr. A.S.N. Raju sir and all our office bearers. And our branch currently has around 130 active IMA members, including 12 new members enrolled in this year. We are glad to see growing enthusiasm among young doctors joining the IMA family. During this year, especially what I heard from our senior IMA members, our IMA Gangavati, all the members in involvement in conducting the Medicon 91st, around 60 to 70% of the IMA members have contributed their time, their strength, and they have also contributed in organizing all the meetings to conduct the Medicon in a successful way. During this year, meetings were well attended by all the IMA members with a good strength, and we have also conducted maximum CMEs, which was planned in such a way that which could focus on each and every branches of our medical fraternity, including obstetrics, general surgery, medicine, super specialty like urology, also broad specialty like ENT, oncology, oncosurgery, radiation therapy, and also the government programs like health programs, immunization programs, tuberculosis programs, and also we have conducted a number of social activities by educating the general public using cycle rally for tuberculosis awareness and also diabetic awareness. And also we have conducted maximum IMA members have attended in celebrating the national days like Independence Day, Republic Days, and also Diabetic Day, Tuberculosis Days. In keeping with the IMA motto of service to humanity is service to God, several public health initiative camps were also undertaken. Free general surgery, ENT, urology, and mega health camps have been conducted during this tenure. And not at the least, we also encouraged our all IMA members to conduct the sport activities, which will really encourage and also to bring all our IMA members together in conducting the sports. Not only the doctors, also the non-doctor family members, kids, which have really enjoyed our IMA sports activities, and also we have participated in state and state sports events. And also we have participated in Nirmala Tungabhadra Abhiyan walkathon to create awareness of Tungabhadra river water cleaning awareness program. With this, I also thank all the IMA members, seniors, juniors, everybody in helping us to conduct all the activities. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to give a talk.
I would like to call upon Dr. Avinash Pedinal, sir, to give the treasurer's report.
Good evening, all the dignitaries on the dais, off the dais. As a treasurer of IMA Gangavathi, my tenure was from 1st November 2025 to 2024-10-2025. So our opening balance was around rupees 5,000. Previously, I even served as a joint secretary for the same branch. We have collected around 7,47,000. So in detail, the membership already sir has told. It was around 12 members, new members, which we have added to the present IMA faculty, Gangavathi faculty. So the membership fees total collection was around 1,26,000. And the sponsorships and donations, they stand up to around 4,50,000. The program and event collections were around 94,000 rupees. And the other incomes were around 72,000. That is New Year collections and IMA yearly fees. So total collections were around 7,47,000. So our expenditures were New Year celebration expenditure was around 2 lakh rupees, and Doctor's Day celebrations were in Hampi Feathers. It was around 2,80,000 rupees, and we have donated around 94,000 rupees for IMA National Building Fund, and we have given around 2 lakh rupees for IMA Gangavathi Building Fund, and we have conducted a Doctor's Day events which stands around rupees 50,000, and our total expenditures it's around 8,24,000, and we have a closing balance of rupees around 5,000. Thank you.
I would like to call upon the outgoing president, Dr. ASN Raju, sir, to address the audience.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, distinguished guests, fellow members of IMA Gangavathi family, good evening to all. As I stand before you today at the installation of a new office bearers, my heart is filled with both pride and gratitude. It feels like only yesterday that I took over as the president of IMA Gangavathi, and today, as my term comes to a close, I look back on a journey that has been meaningful and memorable. The past year has been wonderful experiences, one filled with learning, teamwork, and service. Together, we have worked towards strengthening our association, building on our members, and calling forward the noble objectives of IMA. We organized several academic activities, health awareness programs, community services, social initiative. Each event, each success, each milestone was possible only because Secretary Dr. Nagaraj, my treasurer Avinash Padmashale, Joint Secretary Dr. Bharat, and the Maitri office bearers, and every IMA member who stood by our team through every step of the journey. Your encouragement, your cooperation, your friendship made this term truly special. To our incoming president, Dr. Malangoda sir, and his new team, my hearty congratulations, and I'm confident that under your dynamic leadership,
IMA will continue to grow, innovate, and inspire. Let us continue to uphold the values of our association, unity, service, and professional excellence, and hard work together for the welfare of the medical fraternity and society. With this, I like to thank you, one and all. Thank you once again for the trust, support, and cooperation. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka, long live IMA. Thank you.
I request Dr. Veerabhadraya TA sir to install the new office bearers of IMA Gangavathi 2025 by oath taking.
ಇದು ಓದ್ ಟೇಕಿಂಗ್ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಕೈ ಮುಂದೆ ಚಾಚ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾನು ಇದು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ನಾವು ಮುಂದೆ ನೀವು ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಪೋಸ್ಟ್ಗೆ ತಗೋತೀರಿ ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು.
Constitution of Indian Medical Association, I swear and affirm that I will faithfully perform the duties my office lays upon me without fear or favor, ill will or injustice. I declare that affirm that I, Dr. Malangoda, Police Patrol, to the best of my ability, promise to preserve, defend and uphold the rules and regulations of IMA, uphold the spirit behind the IMA prayer and promote the welfare of the members of the IMA. I, as I here affirm to the stick to the principles of Hippocratic oath on behalf of all members of the IMA and to sustain the integrity and activity of the IMA. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka, Jai IMA.
I request everyone to give a huge round of applause for the newly appointed president of IMA Gangavathi. I call upon Dr. Malan Poris Patil sir, the newly appointed president of Gangavathi, to address the audience.
Good evening, everyone. ಇವತ್ತು ಈ ಶುಭ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ನನಗೆ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅನಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂದರೆ, MBBS ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಖುಷಿ ಪಡಬೇಕು ಅಥವಾ PG ಓದ್ಬೇಕಂತ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಾಗಿದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಈಗ ತಾನೇ ಕಾನ್ಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಮುಗಿಸಿ MBBS ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಫೀಲಿಂಗ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದೆ. ಈಗ ಮತ್ತೆ PGಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಅಂತೇಳಿ ಈಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೆದರಿಕೆ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಒಂದೇ ಧೈರ್ಯ ಏನಂದರೆ, ನಮ್ಮ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ IM ಎಂಬ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ಗಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅವರು ನಾನು ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ನಾಳೆ ಸೀಟ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಎಲ್ಲದಕ್ಕೂ ಅವರು ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರ. ನಾನು ಮೆರಿಟ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರು ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರ, ಮೆರಿಟ್ ತೊಗೊಳ್ಳಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೂ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರ ಎಂಬ ಭಾವನೆಯಿಂದ ನಾನು ಮುಂದೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. Good evening, everyone, respected seniors on the dais and off the dais, and my dear IMA family members. I sincerely thank each one of you for believing in me and giving this opportunity as IMA president for the year 2025-26. I know that this position is not just an honor, it is a duty, a chance to serve our medical fraternity, a promise to give my best of my best. Our IMA has always stood for unity and service. Together, we have faced challenges, celebrated achievements, and support each other through difficult times. I believe that the spirit of togetherness is our best strength, biggest strength. You all have seen that we are capable of in the last 3 days. Young, energetic, and talented team members like Dr. Nagaraj Lokere, Secretary, Dr. Bhanu Pratap, Joint Secretary, and Dr. Arvind, Treasurer, are with me for the upcoming year. As we take charge today, I would like to thank our outgoing president and previous team for their hard work and dedication. Along with my team members, I will continue to bring respect and pride to our profession. Once again, from my bottom of my heart, I thank you all for the trust and support shown to me. With all of your cooperation, I hope to make this eventful and memorable. Thank you, one and all. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka. Thanks, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. We are looking forward to your contribution this year. Lastly, I would like to call upon Dr. Nagaraj Loke, the newly appointed secretary, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Respected degrees on the dais, Dr. Veerabhadraya sir, and the President IMA Karnataka State Branch, and Dr. V.V. Chinivalar sir, past President IMA, and I thank Dr. Chinivalar sir, Dr. A.S.N. Raju sir, Dr. Malanguda sir, and Dr. Madhusudan sir and Nagraj sir mainly because choosing me as a secretary. When this post was given, I was so shocked. Can I do it? Because for me, secretary means Nagraj sir. So we see a lot of seniority, a lot of years of experience, maturity, everything we see. So I saw myself in Nagraj sir and you see, yes, will I do able to deliver that work or not? Both are not. Okay. So thank you everyone for giving us the opportunity. I thank Dr. Malanguda sir, Police Patil sir, for giving me opportunity choosing me as a secretary. So when sir has called me regarding the president office bear meeting, what we have promised is because I came from Chikbalapur, I worked in Bangalore. We know how much value our Gangavathi branch has. When I said I am from Gangavathi, oh, your branch is very good. I heard you have unity, best unity. And that has been proven by this 91st IMA Medicon conference. Everyone, so around like 10 to 20% people know yes is big. And that is being proved by this 91st Medicon conference in terms of registration. So much of obstacle all came like rain and so many difficulties. Still, it had become a successful conference. So I thank everyone on the dais, everyone off the dais, all my seniors, all my senior IMA doctors, my colleagues, my friends, everyone. Thank you for coming and making this event successful. Thank you, everyone.
As we come to the end of this prestigious event, I request everybody to stand up for the national anthem.